Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How are you, inshallah? And welcome to another discussion about different subject, mostly about Islam. And yes, the link is there. I hope that we will have a good conversation tonight. And yeah, I would, yes, as usually, my brother Martin. How are you?
Hello, Muji, my future brother in Christ, huh? How's it going?
I'm fine, thank you. How
I'm
about
good as
you?
well. I'm good as well.
Very good.
So everything is good. I see a friendly Muslim. I think he has a stream the exact same time as you, Muji. So he can take
Yes,
some of your viewers, right? So
no, the thing is that I think he's afraid that I go and talk to him. That's why he
oh,
put it at the same time so that I'm busy. you know.
okay. So that's
Yeah,
why you think he did it. I thought he
yeah,
took some
exactly.
viewers from you. He's trying to take
No,
some
no, no. I
viewers.
mean, I have those my brothers like you and Steve, and you're always here.
Hey,
So
Steven.
yeah.
Hey,
Hello,
how's it
Steve.
going?
How are you?
I'm good, good. Good to see you both on.
Yeah, good to see you too, my brother.
I got
How are
some
you?
questions for you later.
Yes, no problem. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Ask it now. Let's hear.
We are going to
Well,
do.
if you guys are ready, I
Let me
mean,
yeah,
maybe
let
Yeah,
me
we
go
say
wait
for
a
it.
minute
something.
or two since we
Let me
just
say,
started. Yeah.
exactly. Let me say something,
Are
Martin,
you
about
better,
that.
Muji?
Sorry.
Are you feeling better at least a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, I feel better. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, actually, these YouTubers, yeah, before they were just taking in callers. Now it's a while that they said, no, you have to show yourself, before you enter so that we see you. And then I was, suspecting that they do it because they are afraid of me. They want to see if it is me or not. Last night, this Dawa Wise was live. So I tried. So I just got in, and then he wrote that you have to show yourself. So I show myself after a few seconds, ding, he removed me. So I didn't even get online, to ask them question.
You should send a link on some of these interviews you hop on, Muji, because if we type in, perfect hour, we find some, but you're probably doing a lot
No,
more.
they don't allow. No,
Okay.
Stephen,
Yeah,
they
that's what I
didn't.
mean. Like you should
Yeah.
maybe put a link of some of these interesting
Mhm.
videos or streams you try to join, and then they always cut you out or they mistreat you or something, so we can
If
see.
they cut, yeah, if they cut me out, then I would put. The thing is that they don't even allow me to enter. you
But
know
Muji, I know how to enter, Muji.
how?
You
They
need a
want to
friend,
see me.
Muji. You need a
Sorry.
friend. You need a friend to sit next to you, Muji.
Yeah,
And then you
that's
put the camera on him, and
okay.
then they let you in, and you're like,
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they think someone else is coming on, and then
yeah.
whoop,
No,
just
no,
change spots.
yeah, the thing is that I'm home and then suddenly they go live and such things, and I don't have anybody to ask him to, I have to find a way. I have to put a mask. Hello, Steve.
Yes, put a mask on or something.
Yeah, I have to put a mask and then,
Or your child with a mask on.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, they didn't let me in.
Halloween's coming soon, so you can just put
Yeah,
on like a Michael Myers hat or something.
yeah. So tell me, yes, Stephen, ask your question, please.
Yeah, I always mute and unmute because I don't have
Yeah, I
headphones.
know, I know.
So that background echo. Okay, so I was thinking a couple days ago, and I was excited for today's stream because I wanted to ask this question. So in Islam, you guys do not believe that Jesus is the Son of God, correct?
We believe that God doesn't have son, nor he has, daughter, anything.
Okay, but
Hello.
oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
So that's not just the question, but you do believe that Mary was a virgin, right? When
Yeah,
when
yeah.
she became pregnant, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So if Mary was a virgin, she got pregnant. It's true that Joseph wanted to divorce her quietly, right?
Yeah.
Because he was not too happy about that. He obviously probably thought that, in the normal world, to get pregnant, you slept with somebody, or it could have been anything. She could have been even raped or whatever. But the point is, she was a virgin, and she got pregnant. And so if Mary is the mother of Jesus, who is the father of Jesus if it's not Joseph?
Yeah, the thing is that I'm, Stephen,
You
I'm
know,
not.
like who is
Wait.
maybe that's why he is the son
Yeah,
of
yeah.
God,
Okay.
because
Yes.
if Mary is the mom, who is the
Yeah.
dad?
Yes.
If it's not Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah. Stephen, the thing is that I do not discuss.
Hey, wait,
Your.
boom, there.
Yes. Look, I look. The thing is that I do not discuss your religion. I just
I know.
discuss.
I
Yeah.
want you to think
Muji,
about
it's
it.
a
My
part of
friend.
No,
your
I know.
religion, Muji.
Look,
I want you
It's
to
a
look,
think
part
look.
of your
about it.
religion,
Trust
Muji.
me.
Yes, yes. The thing is that, okay, if you want to ask that question, I can answer you, but I'm not going to offend you or anything. Okay, I
No,
just
It's
said,
no.
okay, Muji.
okay,
We
yes,
won't be
No,
offended. You can say
I
the
don't,
better stuff. We won't be
I
offended.
don't judge anything you believe,
okay,
but we believe in a lot of the same things.
yes,
But then there are a few stopping points, or you believe this, yeah, like I believe that. Oh, but here, nope, cut that off. I want, but if we both if we both believe that she was a virgin, miraculously a miracle happened that
mhm,
she got pregnant.
yeah, yeah,
If Mary's the mom, who is the dad?
okay, yes. I just would tell you like this, that we are all this is my opinion and this is my understanding, that we are all our fathers, every one of us is God because he created us, yeah. But but the thing is that in my case my daddy was involved, yeah. Just in her case nobody was involved, and God has that power to make her. And I think there are there are so many creatures on this planet even that there is no male involved, but they reproduce. So it's
True, true.
that's not
But
so. Yeah,
do you guys, and I'm only asking because I'm not completely familiar with the Quran,
yeah.
or not even a lot. I pretty much know based on what
Hmm.
you guys talk about.
Hmm.
I did try to listen to it like on an audio version,
Hmm. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I didn't really get too far. I tried to do it when I was like at work,
yeah, yeah.
but then in our belief, we're already told to not buy into anything else besides our own scriptures. So I didn't
Hmm.
really, I don't mind letting my curiosity go, because I don't like to just believe everything I'm told. I like to try to think it through so I can have my own
Hmm.
thought on it. And
Yeah.
in Islam, is it true that the angel Gabriel came to Joseph when he was contemplating on divorcing her in a dream? You know, when he said, "Oh, don't be afraid. The baby that she is pregnant with is from God." Did that happen as well?
In Islam.
Yeah. Did because she's a virgin,
Yeah, yeah,
she's pregnant. Joseph is not
yeah,
happy about that.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, God sent an angel, which in our case it would be Gabriel. Usually, Gabriel
yeah,
is
yeah,
the one that does the messaging, and Michael is the one that does the fighting.
yeah.
Did Angel Gabriel go to Joseph and let him know, "Don't worry about it, it's okay,"
Yeah.
as well?
Actually, yeah, as I know, is as I remember, because I haven't memorized everything, but as I remember, it is Jesus, peace be upon him, himself who, talk and say that everything that, that I'm from God. So as I know that he, as a baby, he was talking. So
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was
That's right. That's right.
immediately.
In Islam, he was born already preaching and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And he was
he
doing
was.
miracles as a child, whereas uh,
Mhm.
we don't really see miracles until after his baptism.
Mhm. No,
Uh,
he was already saying himself that
right, right, right. Yeah. See,
everything.
there is a lot of differences.
Yeah.
Also, I was doing some reading, and I know that you're like you're from Iran, right?
Yeah.
There was a religion, you're probably familiar with it. It starts with a Z, like Zoroaster or
Yeah,
something.
Zoroastrian.
Man,
Yeah,
and that religion predates all the way to the BC era, 500
it's
BC,
five
and
thousand. No,
yeah,
five thousand
yeah,
years
sorry, yeah,
ago.
5,000. dude, they had he was a reformer
Mhm.
of polytheism, and he even said there's one God and there will be a savior. You
Mhm.
know? Did you
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
think about that? Like that's kind of that kind of shocked me
No,
to know that something that predates so far, and they probably had no uh immediate contact with any Hebrews or
mhm.
Israelites, and
I
you
believe
know
he
they
was a.
almost it's almost
Yeah.
the same story as what we were believing today. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
No, Stephen, I myself personally believe that he was a prophet of God, okay? Because he had everything that should prophet of God should have. He had a book, and he believed in the end. He believed in hell and heaven. He believed in one God, okay? And that
And, yeah,
was,
and he believed in a final judgment.
yes, yes,
And this
exactly.
is like 5,000 BC. That's kind of
Yeah,
intense.
yeah. And he believed in devil as well, that the
Yeah, but
devil
he
will
yeah,
fool
yeah,
you.
he does.
So,
They he just kind of gave them different
yeah,
names.
yes.
But
And
yeah,
then, yes,
yeah.
But
his
Muji, you
teaching.
just have to watch out, Muji, because a lot of the false prophets have a book
No,
and
no,
all
but
kinds of stuff.
yeah,
So you
I
just have to
understand.
watch out, Muji.
Yeah, I understand. But
Yeah,
look, look,
I
Martin,
believe
let
that,
me
yeah.
tell you. Let me tell you. The thing is that he could change uh, an entire nation to much better. Okay, for example, Greeks and Romans, despite Persian was the biggest empire, but we never had those gladiators killing each other because he had three great teachings: good words, good deeds, and good thoughts. Okay, just
Yeah,
these three teachings
I actually liked
change.
his ideas. I was
Yeah.
reading up on it, and guess who made it difficult for him? Islam. Yeah,
No, look, but yeah,
when
I
the
have to tell
Islam
you.
Islam came to Iran,
Yeah,
they hit him up. But
yeah. No, let me tell you, Stephen.
he is a
It is.
prophet, though. He condemned polytheism and said, no,
Yeah,
there is only one God, the
right. Yes.
Creator. You
Yeah.
know, there's a Savior coming. There's going to be a final judgment. I mean, that's almost like the same thing that we all believe in right here. You know,
Hmm.
so
Yeah. Let me tell you about that. Of course, he changed a lot. Yeah, but still, at that time, that when Islam came, in reality, Persian, they were fed up with that system, the kingdom, and there were a lot of killings and oppression, and that's why a bunch of Arab Bedouins could just easily occupy such a great empire because people didn't want to fight. They saw them as, you know, saviors. And the thing is that before that, before Islam come, we didn't have a single poet or scientist because education belonged only to the rich class. Poor class didn't have the right to educate themselves. After Islam, everybody got the right to educate themselves. So that's why we see so many poets, so many scientists after Islam came, and uh, what is architects as well. So such a beautiful, architect history we have. And even Mongolians, when they occupied Iran, they started to change. They started to become better. The kings, they started to engage in poetry and then science and so on. So Persian, with that culture, could change even them as well. And I believe that we owe a lot of that to Islam because we got the equality. Of course, things happened as well. I don't know exactly if some of them are true or not. Some people were unjustly perhaps killed and so on. But in totality, it was good that people didn't want to, support that kingdom. Okay, that's why the empire collapsed so easily. Okay, Persian Empire,
But Muji,
because
do you know
yeah,
that Islam spread a lot through the sword, through
I
fighting
know,
in
but
the past?
yes, I know. The thing is that I
And
even
it's from
said.
the hadiths and so,
Yes,
so
yeah, no,
forth. And
I know that it's not only that we see the history, but I said that even in my debate with AP and David Wood. Yeah, I said that Ali radiallahu, who was the closest person to Prophet Muhammad, he was against it. Okay, and that I do not, say that that was right. The companion of the Prophet, they even fought against each other, so they were not perfect. All right, not that they all went exactly what Quran says. Quran says that fight as long as they fight. Okay, so we have no right to start the fight. Okay, so that was some scholars told me. One scholar told me perhaps they felt threatened by these, superpowers at that time. If that was the case, perhaps they had the right, to defend. But we don't know. The thing is that I'm not going to judge them. Okay, God will judge them if they did it against Quran's teachings. Then yes, of course, God will, perhaps
Yeah.
take them
That's why a lot of
accountable.
people try to, condemn, our faith and religions based upon the actions of some bad eggs.
Yes, yes,
Like,
exactly,
first of all, humans are not perfect, and the
exactly.
actions of one person or even 50 or 100 bad
Oh,
people shouldn't
yes,
destroy the original mission statement that there is one
yeah,
God and
yeah, yeah. And then the
not
mission,
many gods.
yeah, and the
There's one.
mission obvious, and the mission
Yeah,
of
like,
Christianity, that
if I go out
Christianity
there and
came.
start being a bad security guard or something, that doesn't mean all security guards are
Yeah,
bad.
bad. Yes, exactly.
Which
And then
I don't
I
do that,
say,
but
yes,
so
I understand. But I say that the Christianity's mission was to change people to better. Yes, and yes, and it did a lot. I said always, yeah,
I
that
definitely think that Christianity had a lot of bad times as well. Like
yes,
the Crusades, for example, going to the Middle East and slaughtering people if they don't believe. That's literally the same thing that a lot of Christians hate, that a lot of the Muslims are doing in the Middle East today.
Yeah, I heard it
You
was a
know,
response to them attacking Christians.
yeah,
So
but
they
they were
started.
also slaughtering women and children.
yeah, yeah,
So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
one
not
thing to like,
justifying it. I'm just saying
yeah,
what caused it was attacking Christians.
yeah. I mean, that could have been the case. That's why it also comes down to things. The thought process back then is totally different than today.
yeah.
Like nowadays, we think slavery is completely wrong, but 1,000 years ago they were selling slaves and they probably didn't think much of anything.
No, exactly.
They had rules like oh, if it's an Israelite slave, you can own them for 7 years. If it's you can beat your slave uh, as long as he doesn't die in 2 days. It's justified. I mean, that's all in the Old Testament, and today that's like disgusting.
Yeah,
But back
exactly.
then, it was a rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the thought process is different now. Now we kind of have more sympathy and we think about things more.
Yeah,
Abortion is terrible. Back then, I mean, I don't know how they practice that, but just simple things that we today are like, no way, that's not good at all. Back then, you know, they kind of just put rules on it, but they allowed people to move freely in a way.
yeah,
You know, I don't know. So that's just one thing I was thinking of. You have a lot of
But
comments though in this chat.
yeah.
Maybe you want to address some of them, Muji.
Yeah, that's I don't know because
and I want to add to Stephen's talking about the Father. Um, Throughout the Bible, God is identified as a father, and He has sons. So you need all of those verses to be corrupted for Islam to be true, because Muhammad showed up 600 years later than all of this, and sometimes much later than that. So it has been spreading throughout the world, and then Muhammad shows up and says God is not a father. So if we have just a few pieces of evidence, like completed Bibles from the past, that shows that he was identified as a father, it could be problems for Islam, and we
Well,
have lots.
that's why I said it would have been extremely different if one came before the other. If Christianity came after Islam and Islam had already established Jesus is an amazing prophet, he was a great man. He taught the word of God to his people, and he didn't die like Elijah. He was taken into heaven. And then Christianity came 600 years later and said, no, 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 he's the Son of God. He's equal to God. He's right there with God. Then we would have a different story. Now you have to prove something. But if we already establish he's the Son of God, and later on someone takes away that, that's the attack on Christianity versus Christianity attacking Islam.
Hello, Anton. We have a new.
Hello, Moji.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, Anton. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking.
Very good. Yes, please. You are welcome. And if you have anything to say,
I'm very well.
If you have,
You're lagging a little bit.
Might be me. I'm gonna mute myself. I always have to mute
I
myself.
think it's
'cause I don't
Anton
do
is
that.
lagging.
Yeah, I think Anton is lagging. Yeah, maybe. Anton, how are you? Please tell us.
Yeah, I'm noticing a little bit of lag.
If you have any, if you have any questions. Anton, you are lagging. Hello. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we hear you. You mute yourself. You are muted. Let me unmute you. Okay, you are unmuted now. Yes. Anton, okay, you're lagging, Anton. You went.
Gotta get that Wi-Fi or something.
Yes, some problem with your Wi-Fi, perhaps, Anton. Unfortunately. All right, yes. Last night I was on Brother Rashid's stream, and we were talking there as well. And there was Alika there. He was asking some question. And I said that these types of discussion, like, Son of God, or, he was crucified or not, and all these should be done when we don't have prostitution, when we don't have drug, when we don't have poverty, when everything is settled, fixed. Now we have a lot of time. Okay, we don't have anything else to do. Let's talk about such a thing. So I think that most important, because I believe their message was to get rid of these things. Was he Son of God, or was he God, or was he prophet of God? Was he crucified, or whatever? His message was that we love one another. His message was that we live in a beautiful world, in a better world. So we have to follow that message first and create that world that he wanted us to live in.
And he definitely preached judgment, like the wheat, separating the wheat from the chaff. Mm-hmm. At the last day, they will pick all of it, separate it. They will put the wheat into the barn, and they will throw the weeds into the fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Muji, you understand, sometimes a satanic religion will say something like that.
I'm not talking about satanic religion, Martin. I'm talking about Christianity. I'm talking about Christianity.
Say the Son of God. Say the Son of God. You say we shouldn't debate about the Son of God. Say that's very important. Say
no.
It's like prove. That's going to prove a false religion.
Martin,
and then people are going to leave it.
Martin, I said it is not the time. We have a lot of other. For example, now there is a revolution going on in Iran. Okay, people are on the street. They want to bring down this regime. So somebody said, "Oh, wait, let it be so far. Let's talk about, if Jesus was Son of God. Come on, let's fix this first." Okay. After that, when we have fixed the country, everything is fine. Okay, then we sit and talk. Okay. About.
But Muji, if those people. If those people realize, people realize that Jesus is the Son of God, their actions will be different, Muji. So
that's
you understand, Muji.
Which people?
There's a lot of things that
the people at the top, the bad people.
Okay. So don't worry. They don't care about such a things. They don't care about if Jesus was Son of God or anything. They don't believe in anything. What they believe in is money. Okay.
Money.
People don't want to talk about it, Mujid.
Okay, there are lots
because
of,
no one wants to talk about it with him, Mujid.
There are lots of people who believe in that. Stephen for sure knows, and he agree with me that believe in Jesus was Son of God, but they are doing horrible things. They occupy other countries because
So imagine
they
how bad
love
they would
money.
be, Muji.
They love
Imagine how
money.
bad they would be if they didn't believe in God.
But
Imagine, Muji.
okay, I think
Imagine
that
how bad they would be if they didn't, because then you can do anything.
Whether people believe, I mean, believing is a big thing, but I think Muji is right about the system as well,
Mhm.
because even when God was literally showing himself to people, they were still sinning, you
Exactly.
know, and people are going to be defiant of authority. You
Mhm.
know, you can fear, that's why he was doing miracles. Got them out of Egypt, and all the
I'm just
miracles.
saying, like,
So
I'm
they were
just
still
saying they
sinning,
would
though,
be even
still committing
worse.
adultery.
I'm just saying they would be even worse. It's like taking away the laws.
Perhaps.
People break the laws, people break the laws, but take away all the laws,
Yeah.
and
But
then you'll
but
see people doing even crazier. Like
but
they
but
will
guys,
just.
let's take a stab at it and get to the real issue. According to the Bible, Muji is going to hell because he's not saved. Now how do we reconcile that? I mean, we all love Muji. Muji's our best friend. We hang out with Muji, and like, but Muji's going to hell according to the Bible.
Yeah, because Muji drinks beer. No, I'm just
And Muji's going to hell. I'm like, from Christian perspective, I kind of feel sad that Muji's going to hell because I'm going to be in heaven and he's going to be burning
and
forever.
that's why we're trying to cover the whole Son of God situation. We
So
can't
how do we?
just we can't just throw that to the side when that is a huge point on the difference between the two religions.
But hold on,
Yeah,
Stephen. But hold on. I'm just
you
taking a
don't.
stab at it.
Tacos, you don't understand. You don't
But
understand.
but,
We're
but
all
hold on, you
going to
guys.
hell. We all deserve hell.
But
If
hold
we
on, you
don't get
guys. But hold
saved,
on,
then
you
we're in
guys.
trouble.
But hold on, you guys.
That's how it works,
But
tacos.
hold on, I'm taking a stab at it. But there are some Muslims who will say, well, the Christians will be going into hell, and we're going to be in heaven. We're going to be laughing at them while
Yes,
they're
they
burning and
say,
roasting. So yeah, I'm kind of making fun of it, but in reality, it's like. The Christians believe the Muslims are going to hell. The Muslims believe the Christians are going to hell, and the Jews are like, "Oh, there is me. What is this hell? What is this? I don't understand." Like the whole burning fire and hell nonsense. It's not a Jewish concept. So I find it very funny how the Muslims and the Christians are using pagan ideas and pagan metaphors for like burning in hell, because hellfire is basically like a pagan concept that originates long before the Muslims and the Jews, the Christians and the Muslims adopted it. So I find it very funny that Christians believe that Muslims going to hell, and Muslims believe that Christians are going to hell.
So if there was no belief of hell, then what's the point of believing in anything if everyone's just going to go to paradise, or if there's not even going to be a paradise, or if there's going to be a nothing? The difference between heaven and hell is what gives an individual the idea that they can behave while they're here on earth.
But see the whole idea of like afterlife concepts. I know Muji doesn't really care about the afterlife in this sense. He's like very liberal on this, but like the whole concept of the afterlife is very very like paganistic, very very man made. Even
So
pagan
tacos, you
religions
don't
have
believe
like
in an afterlife, right?
the thing about the afterlife is that like who's got the right afterlife? Like the pagans believe. I mean, do you guys know? Do you guys know? Are you guys aware of like
So what do you believe in? Like regardless of what this is the type of afterlife, this is that afterlife, this is that. Like what do you believe in after you die?
my personal opinion is I don't know. I have no way to like prove it or disprove it.
But what do you think? Say you can't prove it, you don't know, but do you think that there is something, or is it just complete blank nothing?
It's possibly nothing happens. Possibly there's something, but we just don't have access to it. Like
Tacos, I
like
think
like
I
kind of like
think
what
your mistake is that
but kind of like
you.
I'll be
hold
back.
on.
I'll be back with
Kind
you.
of like
yeah,
what Muji was talking about last week, where like the whole Islamic heaven thing. He doesn't really believe in it. It's like more like a metaphor. In reality, nobody really knows. In reality, we don't have access to anything.
Tacos, I think your problem is that you think because people have opposing views that the premises mustn't be true. Like say in science, there's opposing views in science. That doesn't mean there's no world that scientists look at. Just like the same with opposing views in religion doesn't mean there's no God just because there's opposing views. You understand?
Yeah, but science is different. Like religion,
Science comes from a
yeah,
religion, and most people in science are religious. And all the greatest scientists of the past were all religious. They even
yeah, but
wrote
okay,
of
but like
God in their
yeah,
papers.
but like you kind of like mixing and conflating things. Like I don't have to believe in any religion or any God to believe in gravity. It just is. A lot of stuff that religion teaches is pretty much nonsense, and it's not true anyway. At the end of the
Well,
day,
scientists say religion is an early form of science. So
no, because like religion, a lot
it
of religion teaches
science
bad
just has to
science.
do with knowledge,
Yeah,
gaining
but
knowledge.
yeah, but
Science, like I told in the past, science comes from a Latin word scientia, which simply means knowledge. That's why you have like library science and
yeah, but
political science and so forth. So
no, because if you want to
it's
talk about
knowledge.
no, because religion didn't give us like you can't like go in, like the Bible didn't teach us anything about like how to fight a virus and vaccines. They didn't teach us anything about science.
It does.
There's no scientific principles in any of these
It
religions.
does.
No, there is none. There's
It is.
like
If
I've
there's a creator, né, then we
no
can like make hypotheses and predictions.
no,
No, we
but
can. In science, we can make predictions.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
say,
but
if scientists tell us the world is like eternal and has never had a beginning, then we can predict from the God hypothesis that it has to have a beginning. Otherwise, there would need to be
yeah,
no creator.
yeah, but there are even modern scientists who are starting to refute the idea of the Big Bang theory. You have some Muslims who say,
Yeah.
"Oh,
So from we can predict that they're gonna be wrong. Watch, they're gonna be wrong.
okay, but here's the thing: the human brain is very, very finite. We don't have all the answers. We don't know.
Yeah, so your brain is finite. So trust me, I'm telling you, there's a creator.
No,
There's massive amounts of evidence for a creator. I
yeah,
can give you like
but you're
years
conflating.
worth of evidence for a creator.
But you're conflating. The human mind, the human brain is very limited. We don't have access to the afterlife. We don't have access to any of the.
Many people that die, they come back, né, and they say they were more alive when they were
No,
dead,
no,
close to
yeah, but
dying
yeah, but
than
when
they're currently in this life. They felt more alive. So
no,
it seems that's just one piece of evidence of
but
many
no,
pieces of evidence that there's something after this life.
but we also have cases of people who claim to have gone into the afterlife and they were lying about it, and then they came back and said, "Oh, I made it all up because I wanted people to feel
So
good."
you can make excuse for that for anything. There's people that lie in science. Are you gonna throw out all the science? What do you want to throw
Yeah,
out everything in a
yeah,
court case? Oh, everyone has lied in this court in his life. Okay, no, we can't trust anyone here. So
Martin,
let's not have a court
you're
case.
conflating
Let's
so
not
many
trust any
things.
evidence.
Yeah, but you're all over the place. Like you're conflating so many things. It's like you're going off on a tangent.
No, I'm just showing you excuses doesn't work. Like it's gonna. You can use the same excuses in multiple places, and
Okay, but here's the thing.
it doesn't point. It doesn't prove anything. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I don't.
divide anything.
But I don't believe. I don't believe what these so-called prophets are telling me about the afterlife, heaven, reincarnation, or any of this nonsense. But like, because like
Yeah,
at the
if
end of the
someone
day,
tells you there's a landmine in front of you, and another guy lies to you and says there's no landmine in front of you,
look.
you can choose who you're gonna believe.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm going to sum it up this way because we're going off on a tangent. I don't care if like 20 people in a room tell me they remember their past lives. I have no way to prove it. I have no access.
Yeah,
to it.
you
I
don't
can't
understand
disprove it.
evidence
I
then.
can't do
You don't
anything with it.
understand evidence then, because evidence has to do also with testimony in
No,
court.
no.
Testimony in court is held as
Yeah,
evidence in science as well. Social sciences,
no,
they
but
take
yeah, but
people's testimony
yeah, but you're
and
conflating different things. I have no access to somebody else's mind. I have no access to somebody's Akashic record.
so what?
If someone comes to me and says to me,
So what?
according to the Akashic
testimony
record,
is weak.
if someone tells you, if someone says to you they believe in the Akashic
What,
records
Anton?
and have access to the Akashic records, but you don't have access to it, you believe them. You have no way to verify their
No,
statements.
it's
not
like
falsified.
in a court case.
Stupid.
They test guys testifying. If there's a person
But that's
saying that
stupid.
someone broke in and they left like a hand there every time, like a
Man, you're all over
handprint
the place.
every
I
time.
can't have a conversation with
No,
you because you're all over the place. You're conflating two different
I'm showing
things
for
here.
to you that testimony is held in court. It's
No, it's
used as
not.
evidence. It
No, it's
is.
not.
It is.
Testimony.
Do you know how many people are in prison from testimony? You don't understand. There's
No,
thousands of people
no,
in prison
I,
from testimony.
no. I worked in the
Uh,
police force at one time in my life.
Okay, so you think they don't use testimony as evidence? It's called direct evidence in the
No, but
court.
it's not credible because like
If, Oh, so you will throw it out. So you will
No,
throw
but
it out as evidence.
when you study police science and you're a cop or a
No,
detective and you're doing
because you don't know what
interviews,
you're talking about,
you're
man.
doing it. Listen, you're going off for attention. I don't know. I can't work this bit into the bit.
Martin.
Like you're all over the place. I'm just gonna take a step. I'm gonna take a step aside.
Wait, let's see. Anton was saying something. Please, Anton.
Yeah, I was just saying that testimony is a very weak form of evidence.
Right,
Don't
that's
you
what I
agree?
meant to say. Like when you study when you interview detectives and detectives are interviewing, so-called witnesses, you can interview 10 people and they all come up with a different interpretation of what they saw. It's very weak.
I don't think a testimony is that weak. You test the testimonies, and if you have multiple
Anton is
guys
right.
seeing the same thing, then it
Martin,
provides
listen to me.
even more evidence.
I used to be in police science back in the day.
You don't understand how much you believe from testimony. Just like he said now, the testimony is weak evidence.
Yes,
That's
it is.
a form of testimony itself.
Look,
That is a form of
back in the
testimony
day,
itself. From his past experience, testimony is a weak evidence. That is
no, Mark, you're not listening. According to police science, you have to take what witness testimony with a grain of salt. You can interview.
No, you
10
test the
people,
witnesses
you all come up with
to say if they are reliable.
Yeah, it's not very reliable. It's very, very unreliable. You have to take it with a grain of salt.
You can say that about any evidence. You can say, "Oh, it's not a reliable source of evidence."
Not,
you can say that about. You can make
right.
excuses for any piece of evidence
Martin,
in court.
Anton is right.
It doesn't mean it's not a good evidence.
I also studied police science. There was one time in my life where I wanted to become a policeman. We studied police science. Witness testimony is very unreliable. There's a lot of
So
flaws.
why do they use it in court then all the time? Why do they use it then if it's so unreliable? It's just so bad.
They use it as
bad.
They use it as a reference point.
No, they use it massively in court. They use it massively in court.
Yes.
Especially say you killed someone and there's multiple people coming to the stand and saying you killed that person.
But they also use
evidence.
Yeah, but they're also relying on DNA, fingerprints, and other evidence. They're not just going on.
Obviously, there's cumulative evidence. The same with Christianity. There's cumulative evidence. We don't just rely on one piece of evidence. There's multiple pieces of evidence showing that it's true.
Okay, but here's the thing: if I have 5 witnesses that say, yeah, they saw this guy do something, and that's all I have is just their word of mouth. Yeah, I saw him do it. But if I don't have any physical evidence to prove that they're telling the truth, DNA, a pair of underwear, or something that proves that he was at the scene of the crime, I got nothing. I can't go to court and say
you don't have nothing.
That says he did.
A lot of people
I have no evidence.
A lot of people end up in jail from one testimony and then later they find something else.
Yeah, but
you just need one guy to
but that's based on corruption.
No. The police ask for clues.
Martin,
The police ask for people to come and testify and say who it is. Then they start the case from there.
Martin, I studied police science. I know what I'm talking about. You can't go to court with 5 witnesses that says that Johnny did it. When you put Johnny on the stand, as a prosecutor and the defense attorney, they're going to say, well, do you have any physical evidence that he was at the crime scene? No, I only have word of mouth. I only seen him. But seeing someone and saying that you saw him is not
evidence. Told you it's a cumulative case. You have multiple pieces of evidence. But you can always make excuses for any piece of evidence.
We get it, but you can't.
Provide me something that I can't make excuse for. Provide me a piece of evidence that I can't make excuse for.
I get that point. I get that point, but I'm just saying what I'm trying to say is true. You can't go into court with just word of mouth that someone said they saw somebody. You have to have physical proof and physical evidence. You can't just rely on eyewitness testimony.
You don't understand. Most of the court is word of mouth.
No, it's not.
Like,
when you go
to, they call in experts, and they give their testify. They testify to what they have experienced and what they have done.
Yes, but that's only
evidence.
Yes,
all
but
evidence.
Only after you establish physical evidence. You can't go into court with just hearsay.
What's your definition of physical evidence? What's your definition of evidence? Because I think you have something else.
If I have, if I'm a police detective and I have 3 women that tell me, yeah, I saw Johnny break into their house and rape that woman in the kitchen. I know he did it because I seen him there. Yeah, that's that boy. I see him many times. I know who he is. okay, I can't go to a district attorney and say I got 3 women who say that you raped them without physical evidence. I have to get his DNA. I have to get sperm. I have to test the women with a rape kit. I have to bring in all this physical evidence to prove it. I just can't go in there with just hearsay. Just because some woman said, "Man, yeah, I saw him. Man, he raped that sister. He did it." Well, I need proof that he did it. Show me physical blood, DNA, something. His underwear.
Mm.
You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
Even if someone discovers the underwear, they have to testify in court, and it also counts as a testifying in court that they
Okay.
saw the underwear and they saw this physical evidence, or they
Okay.
did DNA tests. It's
Right.
all testimony. Everything is testimony.
Yes, it is. But I'm saying is that you have to build a case around it. If there's no,
Yeah, but it's all testimony. It comes down all to testimony.
yes, I know. But what Anton was saying is true. Eyewitness testimony is very unreliable unless you
But you
build a
can say
case
that
around
about
it.
any evidence.
cannot
It's
build a case
unreliable. Our
around it.
science has made so many mistakes in the past. It's unreliable. Now we throw out all the science. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I think
you throw out the
Stupid.
science.
no. Just because science has made mistakes doesn't mean it's worthless.
But
I
it's
love
stupid.
science. It's awesome.
Yeah, but
Stupid.
if you come up with a
Stupid.
better,
Yeah.
but if you come up, but if you come up with a
Stupid.
better,
I disagree with that.
but if you come up with a
What,
better
Anton? What do you
explanation, then
disagree?
you throw out the older one.
You think science has never made a mistake in the past? They've never been wrong about anything.
No, I'm sure it has made many mistakes and it will continue making them. But I
Yeah.
disagree with the bit that you said about that the other type of evidence is just as unreliable. I mean,
What do you mean?
because other forms of evidence, like Tacos was saying, like DNA, for example, of course it's never
It can
going to
be
be
fake.
100% reliable.
You can fake it. You can do all kinds of stuff. You
Yeah,
can make
but it is
excuses for any
better.
kinds of evidence.
It is better than without. It is.
Yeah,
You
I
have a
know.
better
It's a
judgment.
cumulative case, Muji.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
have a
cumulative
better.
case.
Yeah, you have a
It's a
better
cumulative
judgment
case.
than without them.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
for
I
example,
agree.
in Islam, I know that to somebody be a witness, he must complete a lot of different conditions. Never have lied, always have done their prayer. I mean, something that it's very difficult to find such a people because people can lie, and then you can be you can judge people by mistake.
There's
That's
definitely different there's definitely different levels to the evidence, and I would definitely say um, testimonial evidence, it can definitely be very weak because naturally just it's too easy to lie,
Yeah.
when it
Testimony
comes
is
to
used every
proving
West.
like physical evidence. There could be flaws in the machine, like say lie detector tests. They're not really detecting whether you're lying, they're detecting whether you're nervous or not. But testimony, yeah, the person could be telling the truth and it could be the truth, but the person can also lie. It's just there's way too many flaws in testimonial evidence because people are,
Well, it's used like crazy. It's used like crazy in court.
well, yeah, it's
All of
called
it comes down to
anecdotal evidence,
testimony. Like
testimonial evidence. It is a form of evidence, but it is not it
100%
it, it
reliable.
it's definitely, people are gonna look at it a lot more. They're not gonna like, boom, we got the results in. Yes, your blood is at the crime scene. You can't fake it. It is literally yours. Like boom, it's done. Case closed. But
obviously, you don't
testimonial
just
evidence,
blindly believe anyone.
it could be, you have to do a lot more digging into it, when someone says something.
Yeah, I'm just saying that all comes down to testimony. In a court, they bring up professionals and they testify to what they have seen, how guns fire,
True.
what
Yeah,
happens to
Martin, but
bullets,
It
hold
is a
on.
and
form.
stuff
It
like
is
that.
a
It's
form
all
of
testimony.
evidence, but it is weak. It
Yeah,
is a form of evidence. It is. It's definitely.
Well, then you have to say all the court's evidence is weak because
No,
it all
Martin,
relies on
no,
testimony.
no,
All of it.
Martin, no,
All of it.
Those
Martin,
are
no,
No,
Martin,
that's why you
those are
In
present
not
science as well,
evidence.
all of it relies on
Present
testimony.
evidence.
Who writes all those testifying to what the experiments they have
I'm
done?
taking you all to
Everything.
court.
Testimony.
Forget this. I'm taking you all to
Martin,
court.
you're missing the case. Look,
Yeah.
here's an example. We have something called cold cases where like you have eyewitness testimony that says, yeah, I saw him do something, but like because the evidence is so weak and the testimonial is so weak that you go back and you try to like search out evidence and prove after the fact. you don't have much to go on. So in reality, you're missing the whole point.
You have a lot of testimony to go on. The police
Yeah,
write
okay,
down
but here's the thing, though.
testifying to what they have seen
Yeah,
and
but
everything,
here's
and
the
then
thing,
20
though.
years
Here's the
after, you
thing.
read all those
But
things,
here's the
and
thing.
then you can track down
Yeah,
the killer.
yeah, but those cases are rare. There are thousands upon thousands of cold cases in the United States that the detectives are working on that will never ever solve.
Yeah,
Hey,
and one of
this is what I
those.
know. This is what I know. Muji's channel on Islam just turned into a criminal channel. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have questions
We're
for
trying to fix.
Muji.
We're trying to
Go
fix.
for Anton.
We're
Go
no
for it.
longer
Yeah,
talking
let's.
about religion. We're talking
Is
about
it
courts and the criminal justice and everything.
Okay. Let's tie it. Let's tie it into Christianity. Christians say that they have the evidence of Jesus, and the shroud of Turin is evidence that that's Jesus. Well, guess what? You got no evidence either.
I don't use that as
No,
evidence. There's much
Shroud of
better
Turin.
evidence.
Oh, get real, man.
No, I use
Let
much
me
better
go
evidence
and
than that.
get my blanket. All right.
You guys want to use like modern? You guys want to use modern forensics? Well, guess what? We can use modern forensics. We can use modern forensics on your
Okay,
shroud of
Anton, I
Turin.
wanted to
Okay,
ask something to
let's.
Muji.
Anton
That's
want to
funny.
ask
That's funny.
question. Yes, please,
Yeah,
Anton.
yeah, I have many questions.
Yes.
First, is it true that you drink beer? Or
Yeah.
wait,
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
oh
it is
wow,
true,
that's
but non-alcoholic,
Yeah,
With alcohol.
Muji drinks.
Without
Muji
alcohol.
drinks like root
That's-
beer.
non-alcoholic. Yeah,
Non-alcoholic has a little bit of
oh,
alcohol.
oh,
So.
no, there is nothing. Yeah,
Is it-
Don't lie, Muji. You're lying.
Is it-
I'm not lying. I'm not
You're
lying.
lying,
I've
Muji.
said, look, I've said many times that much of alcohol exists in even yogurt, many things, So
Muji,
it's
Muji, do you
zero
believe
point
in
zero
Noah?
five is nothing. Yes, yeah,
Do you believe in Noah and the ark of the flood?
yeah. I believe
Okay.
that.
Do you believe
But
he was
not,
getting drunk afterward?
I don't know that such things. But the thing is that I say,
Remember his son Ham saw him naked because he laid there on the floor drunk? Or
I
is
don't
that
think
not?
so.
Is
No,
that
no,
not
we
in the
don't.
Quran?
We don't believe in such things. No,
Okay. Okay.
no, we don't.
Yeah,
Maybe-
the Islamic idea of like Noah, it's not that detailed. It's like an overview.
Anton had no more
Yes,
questions,
Anton.
I
Yeah,
think.
please. Yeah.
Go for it. Sorry, Anton. You have to
Yeah.
speak up,
yeah,
Anton.
well,
Anyway, I don't
I
believe.
have
I
a-
don't drink alcohol. Okay. Yes.
all right. So you don't drink any alcohol.
No, any alcohol.
All right.
Yes, Anton. I used to drink. Yeah. Before I convert to Islam, and then I'm a film director. I made a documentary movie. Yeah, in Russia.
Absolute propaganda. Yeah.
Yes, absolute propaganda. Yeah. So I made a documentary movie, and then in that movie, I got a lot of knowledge, and then I saw a lot of people. Yeah, they are drunk, get killed, and so on, die, and so on. So I realized that, oh my God, I have never smoked in my life. So because I knew that it is harmful and it's bad for my health, then I decided why I drink this. This is also harmful. So I stopped it. Yeah, that's why. Not because of religion. Before I become Muslim, I stopped it. Okay. Yes.
I see. I thought you still drank a little bit. So I
No,
was
no,
a little
no.
surprised.
No. I drink just
So-
non-alcoholic beer and not sometimes non-alcoholic wine.
But
and
some
so
of the
on.
Muslims say that's cheating
Non-alcoholic
as well,
vodka.
Muji. Some people are saying, some of the Muslims say that's
Non-alcoholic.
cheating, Muji.
No, wait, non-alcoholic vodka and
Ah.
whiskey. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, some people
So-
want.
so I-
Some
Martin,
people, Muslims say that's cheating, Muji, because it still has a little bit of alcohol.
all
in
right,
it.
then
Well,
they
it's not
don't have to.
harmful,
They
right?
do not have to eat yogurt or such a things.
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
alcohol even in that. Yes, tell me.
All right. So I have another question, and I'm
Yeah.
afraid it's gonna derail the conversation somewhere else
Yeah, please.
because
Go for it.
I want to ask somebody who knows about Islam.
Yeah, okay,
And
tell me. Please.
I have known some people that when they pray and they have their prayer mat to do it like on work when they are not in the temple or not at home.
Yeah,
And the whole ordeal, right? They have to be facing east. Well, in the case of people on the west,
no, they have to face Mecca.
right. They have to be facing Mecca. And there's a little detail. I always have seen them take off their shoes.
Okay, yeah.
And then there is this verse in, I think it's Surah number 7. I hope I'm getting it correctly, where it speaks about Moses going into this I don't know, this kind of special land or special place, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
takes off his shoes.
yeah, yeah.
I want to know, because I haven't been able to get a like a direct answer from
Yeah.
other Muslims. Is this the reason why they take off their shoes?
No, no, no. In Islam, even Prophet Muhammad says that cleaning is a sign of belief. Yeah. So Islam teaches a lot to be clean. You know, for example, before praying, we have to wash our hands, arms, face. You know, so this has a lot to do with cleaning. All right. So the place that we are praying has to be clean and pure. All right. Even there. So that's why shoes, you go with shoes everywhere. You might go to bathroom, you know, with the shoes, and then the shoes are has a lot of germs and dirt. So that's why we take off our shoes. That place we are praying has to be clean. Okay. So even our clothes has to be clean. All right. Our clothes and everything has to be clean. We have to be pure and clean. Yes. I hope that you got your answer.
Yeah, I usually get the answer that it's just not mandatory. That's what they tell me.
No, no, it has to be. You know, for I say it is very, very important that you are doing it in a clean environment, clean place. You know, so with shoes that you have been in the bathroom, okay, you cannot have them on, or even for example, your clothes are. Let's say you have some urine on your clothes. No, you have to wash them before. You have to be clean, even. Okay,
So
so
what if you have some kind of dirt on like your shirt?
no, dirt is not, you know, mostly is about urine and, a lot of germs, you know, dirt and so on. Okay. But for example, a spot on your shirt and such, it's no, it's that, not that one. I mean, it's mostly about being clean. All right. Pure and clean.
So
Understand? So,
would you personally miss on a certain prayer if you were if you have some.
if you yes, can happen, yeah, but later we have to do the prayer, yeah, we have to do that prayer when we get the time.
Ah,
All right,
okay,
yes, we cannot just forget it and, you know, not doing it, but we have to do it later when we get the time, and we can, the possibility. Yes.
I see. And
Hmm.
there's since somebody here joined, I have another question, because
Yes, please.
as you know, well, I am a critic of Islam, and
Okay, no problem.
I have been told by Christians, for example, that I have a bias against Jesus. And I think I agree with that. I mean, being in my position gives me a bias, which is why I like to talk to people that don't believe the same as me, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
in this case, in the case of Islam, I was reading some hadiths the other time that were
Okay.
speaking about how okay, I don't remember them all, but for example, there was one hadith that said that when the Mecca was conquered, there
Yeah.
was a guy clinging onto the curtains of the Kaaba or the cloth,
Okay.
and Muhammad said, "Kill him." That's what the hadith says.
Okay, there are lots of there are lots of trash hadiths out there. Okay, uh, look, uh, for example, Bukhari, who say they say that Muslims say that he's next to Quran, his book, and so on. He gathered 600,000 hadiths, and he threw away all of them except 7,000 because they were all fabricated according to him. Then that 7,000, a lot of them are fabricated according to me, and many people who think like me. Okay, so a hadith that goes against Quran, all right, that hadith is fabricated. All right, so such a things that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, didn't kill. For example, his biggest enemy, who was Abu Sufyan, he killed hundreds of Muslims. Yeah, he was the greatest enemy of Islam. When Prophet Muhammad took over Mecca, all right, and he had the opportunity to punish him, punish Abu Sufyan, and his wife killed Prophet's uncle, Hamza radiallahu. But he didn't kill anybody. Okay, he said that everybody are safe. All closed doors are safe. Okay, as long as you don't fight, we are not going to harm you. Understand? So this is what Islam teaches us. All right, not that somebody climbed down, oh, kill him like a
So,
fly.
So
so
Muji,
what about
I'm a little bit different. I
Okay.
accept many of those hadiths
Yes,
that
I
show that
know.
Islam is false, Muji.
You are a
Because
naughty
I
boy.
take testimony seriously, Muji. I take testimony seriously, and
Yeah.
from the principle of embarrassment, you
Okay.
can normally accept when people tell you embarrassing things in the
Okay.
religion, like even in Christianity, when it's something
Yeah.
embarrassing, scholars normally say that's more reliable because they
Okay.
wouldn't say
All
that
right.
embarrassing fact. You understand?
Yes.
So when
Okay.
Muslims tell
Unless you're a
embarrassing things in
compulsive liar.
hadith,
All right. Let me
yeah,
tell you. Let me tell
it's
you
more
like
likely to be
this,
true.
Martin.
It could be evidence that
No, no.
it's
Let me
true,
tell you. Okay.
perhaps.
Let me tell you like this. If he did it, he went against Quran. That's all. Okay. Quran is the main
So you don't
scripture.
have to reject it,
So,
Muji. You can just say he went
okay.
against Quran.
All right.
Right?
No,
are you
I'm
sure?
just saying that. I'm saying that he was the prophet of God. He was preaching Quran. So I'm sure definitely he was following it perfectly. But if you say that he did it, then of course he went against Quran, which is absolutely no Muslim believing that he would ever go against, and it doesn't make sense that he forgave such a, for example, that Hind or many others like Abu Sufyan. If they were caught in Sweden today, for example, if Sweden was fighting, for example, a group or whatever, and now we captured the leader, then they would go to jail for the rest of their lives. Okay, democratic country, civilized country, but anyway, they would get their punishment. But Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a prophet of the most merciful and forgiving God, that he forgave them all. He didn't
But didn't he
punish them.
have more wives than his religion allowed? So isn't he going a little bit against
No.
the Quran or
Quran
not?
allows. No, Quran
More than
allows.
four.
Yeah, Quran
Okay.
allows him. The thing is that, first of all, Quran allows him, and I have said it many times. He didn't marry them for sexual, benefit. He just married them for. There were different reasons. For example, many of them they were widows. So, and it was, in that time, widows were second-hand objects, so they didn't want to marry. So he married them to teach people that it's okay to marry widows because they needed support. They needed somebody to take care
So
of them.
Muslims can do the same. They can follow his example and marry
Yeah,
11
look,
wives or
that's
something.
okay. Yes, look,
As long as
Martin.
you
Because
can
he's a
afford
perfect
it.
example,
No, wait,
supposedly.
Martin. And that was in that time. Yes, in that time, people would, because women didn't have job, they didn't have security. But today, I don't see any reason for that, because today women can go work, women can do. They don't need my support, for example, that I go and marry a widow, because they afford a life. If they don't afford a life and they need me, for example, that's a different situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Hugh Hefner, you know.
Okay, Anton wanted to probably not
Yes,
Hey,
ask
Anton.
another.
Muji. The thing I
Yes.
thought, the one that I thought was pretty scary, was the one Martin brought up in the past, where after the angel came and revealed himself, or revealed the knowledge of Quran to Muhammad, his first instinct was that it was the word from the devil. That's scary.
Okay. All right. That's again.
He would just
is that
reject
a
that
bad
Yes.
hadith.
hadith?
He would
Of
say
course. Yes.
it's.
Yes.
He would
Of
say
course.
it's not
Like
reliable.
They,
you know,
they,
like
yeah.
He would
why,
say it's not reliable testimony,
something was
Steven.
wrong
Like
there.
you say,
Yes.
it's
If
not
God comes
reliable
to you,
testimony.
if God
Okay.
comes to you and reveals himself and gives you a knowledge,
Okay.
that's one thing. But if God comes to you and reveals knowledge and you step out of that cave and say, "Oh my goodness, the devil came to me," that's kind of wrong.
No, the thing is that I said these people, they fabricated a lot of hadiths. Okay, so these hadith, for example, God, if he wanted to show, give, for example, if he was here, I would ask him that if God wanted to give him this message, okay, then he would make him sure that it is from God, not from the devil. Okay, so that's these people, unfortunately, I say always that they were businessmen. Their business was, and still today, their business is selling God. For them, the quality is not important; the quantity is important. So they
So
put,
whoever made up that hadith, they were obviously attacking Islam.
yeah, yeah, a
Because
lot of other
that's
no,
obviously
okay.
an attack.
Look,
That's
they
not a
put their,
plus.
yes, yeah, they put their own, their own opinion. For example, I don't like my wife, so he was saying that all women go to hell, and then he loved his mom, and he said that, oh, the heaven is under the feet of mothers. Okay, excuse me, all women are mothers, so
Yeah,
it's
he loves his mom, but not his wives.
yeah, exactly. So it's very, very obvious. Understand?
But it's kind
Oh,
of
only
scary.
Aisha is good.
It's kind of scary that
No,
so
it's not.
many.
The thing is that, Stephen, I
Scary.
say that the one who created these hadiths, okay, it was, for example, Bukhari, okay, he did such a thing because he loved his mom, and he said that his mom had a miracle because he was blind, and then his mom made prayer, and he got his sight back, and so on. But
Didn't Aisha
somehow
make
he,
a bunch of hadiths?
sorry.
Didn't his wife make a lot of hadiths?
No,
Aisha?
yes, I'm talking. Look, I'm talking about Bukhari. Okay, and the
No, I
thing is
know,
that,
but do you think that
look,
Aisha's hadiths are valid, or are there a lot of those that are fabricated?
I say the thing is that they can say Aisha said this. Okay, but who is going to prove that really Aisha said this?
I got
Okay,
you. Yeah, that's good.
yes,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Can
he
I
can
add
say,
to?
Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, said it directly himself. But if it goes against Quran, no matter who said it, even Aisha said it,
Your process of elimination is whether it goes against the one book
Quran.
that you know that came from Muhammad.
Yeah, yes, from God directly. So if it goes against that, doesn't matter who said that hadith is fabricated. Okay.
But Muji, it's kind of
Can I-
scary, Muji. It's
Yeah.
kind of scary because the Bible says that even if we or an angel from heaven preach for you any other gospel, let him be accursed. And then hundreds of years later, after that has been written down, multiple angels comes to multiple religions like Mormonism, Jehovah's Witnesses, Islam, and
Mhm.
preaches a totally different gospel than the one that was
Mm.
previously preached.
Yeah,
So it's kind of scary. It's
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Anton.
Yeah. So, would you allow me to defend this hadith that I brought up just a little bit?
Yeah,
go
of
for it.
course you're
So,
allowed to do whatever you want. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
look, I found the hadith, and you did mention that it goes against
Quran.
the book, right?
Okay. Yes.
So the hadith says that he was wearing a helmet,
Okay.
Muhammad,
Uh-huh.
and it's talking about Ibn Khatal, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a very short hadith. It only says that. It says that he was clinging to the curtains of the Kaaba,
Okay.
and that's it. And the Prophet said, "Go ahead and kill him." Now,
Okay.
the thing here is that it doesn't say anything else about this character. I don't
Okay.
know who he is.
Yeah.
Maybe
Why?
he was killing. This was right after the treaty was
Mhm.
broken, and all of this stuff
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
So maybe he was an oppressor of some kind. It doesn't say why Muhammad was saying this. So
Mhm.
don't you think it could still? It's possible that it's true because it's not explaining who this person is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
he could have been like an enemy or something trying to rip the curtain down.
Yeah,
yeah. No. But
I
even
think he
that.
was running to the curtain
Uh,
to be saved, right? He didn't want to die.
we
no.
don't
Isn't
know.
that what happened?
Look.
Isn't that what happened?
I don't think so. I have heard that about such a things that he killed some people that he didn't like, which is absolutely against the teachings of Quran. Okay, and this is says that these people they fabricated, these types of hadiths. Okay,
But by
because
the way,
yes.
it doesn't say that he killed him.
Mhm.
He didn't kill him. He didn't do anything to him.
Okay.
Maybe he had a problem with the guys who were there, the other
Okay.
Muslims, and
Okay.
he just gave them the green light because it doesn't say that he killed them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
I don't. I mean, this is not the same character that I have learned. Okay, that says the pleasure you get in forgiveness, you never get it in revenge. Okay, and then Quran, I can read you from Quran that Allah says to Prophet Muhammad, oh Muhammad, let me find it. Then I will read it.
Yeah, I just want to say, look at Saeed's picture. Yes to good hadith, no to dirty hadith.
Okay.
That's what sparked my
Yeah.
Saeed?
that I was
No,
thinking about.
the background picture. It's pretty much your way of thinking, you know.
No.
But this is a
Let-
little
let
bit
me-
subjective because each Muslim finds good hadiths and bad hadiths according to what they like sometimes.
Depending on their opinion and where they stand on their
Okay,
belief.
let me see. Wait. 23 verse 96. Chapter 23 verse 96. Oh Muhammad, repel evil in the best manner. We are well aware of what all that they say about you. Uh, yes. Chapter 42 verse 43. And whoever is patient and forgives, indeed, that is of the matter requiring determination. There are many, many verses like these, okay, that Allah teaches us to forgive, okay, even a murderer, okay. Allah says, even encourages us to forgive even a murderer, okay. So that, somebody climbed from that, Kaaba and then
That's
killed
definitely a good, personally a good teaching. That's very honorable to,
yes.
you know, build up the strength to forgive someone rather than to just chop the head off.
Yes, exactly.
But, teach them that it's wrong. That's why you're supposed to bring up your children and teach them. Some people say, oh, just let them run and learn, and then next thing you know they're in prison. But if you
Yeah.
had been there and let them know right from wrong, at least they would have a good
Yeah.
head start. But
Yeah.
but we make mistakes, and
Yeah.
to forgive is way more enjoyable. I had just my cousin was being very bad to my parents, and we had to kick him out of our house, and he was very angry about that, and me and him have had problems, but he was going through some tough times, and I saw him on the street. I went to get lunch with my son, and I bought him some food, and I brought it to him, and I let him know, hey,
Mhm.
even though we've had our bad times, I still love you because you're my cousin, and he's got a job now, he's doing good, and our relationship is well. If I didn't go up there and make peace with him, I wouldn't still be talking to him to this day, and it was way more enjoyable for me to forgive him for what he, did to my parents than to just continue to hate him and not like him. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
would rather build up, and it felt good when I walked away from that situation.
Let me read more for you. Chapter 42, verse 40. And the retribution for an evil act is an evil one like it. But whoever pardons and makes reconciliation, his reward is due from Allah. Indeed, he does not like wrongdoers. So he even rewards me to forgive people who have, wronged me. Chapter 3, verse 134. Who spend in the case of Allah during siege and hardship, and who restrain anger, and who pardons the people, and Allah loves the doors of good. Chapter 42, verse 43. And whoever is patient and forgives, indeed, that is the matter of, I have read this. Chapter 16, verse 126. And if you punish with an equivalent of that with which you were harmed. But if you are patient, it is better for those who are patient. I can read and on and many other verses of Quran.
But
So
Muji,
so
I
I
heard
wait,
from
wait. So I don't just say, it is fabricated, I don't like it. No, I'm looking at Quran. I see that Quran doesn't allow me to kill somebody who climbed from the, just for that. It is not equal. Okay, Allah says equal. Even don't do that equal. Forgive. If somebody kill your brother, forgive. Okay, he asked us to forgive. But if you have to, you cannot forgive. Okay, equal. All right. Yes, Martin.
Yes, Muji, I heard one ex-Muslim say that what some Muslims do in some mosques, they read, when they want to go to war, they read all the violent verses. When they want to be peaceful, they read all the good
Yeah.
verses. So
Okay.
if they want to go to war, they read the violent verses in the
Okay.
Quran and in the Hadiths,
All
and
right.
then they go
Yes.
to war.
Yeah. No. No.
If they want peace, they read the peaceful verses and say
Yes.
we
No.
shouldn't kill them. Like, no,
Okay. No. Look.
not right now.
The,
We first
yes.
have to wait till we're
Yeah.
strong, and then you
And then
understand, Muji, like that.
no, Martin. The thing is that if they do that, they are dishonest, definitely. Okay, because there is no violence verses. It's just defense verses in Quran says that you have the right to fight, but as long as they fight. Okay, when they stop fighting, you stop fighting too, because Allah doesn't like those who transgress. Okay, so
And
this is
okay,
very
sorry.
this is very clear. Okay, so if they take one, yeah, ISIS, they try to do that. They take one verse of Quran, say, oh, this is all, we have to just follow this one, and throw away
And the
all
Hadiths,
other
Muji,
verses.
and the
And
Hadiths. They don't
yes,
just use
and
the Quran.
yeah,
Use the
and then
Hadiths as
throw
well.
away all other verses of Quran. We just use this one. This is the entire Quran. Yes, but Stephen, you said something. Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm in the live chat too, but someone said that let's see, I'll read it to you. You
Give it.
reject
Yes.
you you reject all hadiths that talk about killing apostates and transgender, and I told them you defend that that's wrong by using the Quran, right?
Yes.
You
Exactly.
said yourself, um, if you yourself became
Yeah.
apostate,
Yes.
and if they
Apostate,
would have
and
just
now
killed you
I'm
on the spot, you wouldn't be able to change yourself.
Yeah, of course. Now, I mean, Quran says itself very clearly that those who became Muslim and then they became kafir, and then again became Muslim, and then again became kafir, and then at the end, Quran says that what is it? After they die naturally. Okay, first of all, if their sentence is death, then they cannot become Muslim again because they have been already killed. But Quran says that they become Muslim again,
Yeah, that's the
and then
contradiction because
yes.
how could you become a believer, a non-believer, believer, non-believer, non-believer, believer, if you were killed the first time you became a
Yeah,
non-believer.
exactly.
That's the
And
contradiction
then,
right there.
yeah, exactly. And then at the end says after they die, the dying also is natural. It's not after they get killed. It's after they die naturally, okay? Then Allah will punish them next life,
Why did
okay?
they have to even make hadiths, Muji? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the majority of Islam's problems is the hadiths.
Yes, that's for
Like,
sure. Yeah,
like,
majority.
that's,
Yes.
I don't, like, I mean, as far as
No,
I
but
know,
yeah,
we just have the Old Testament and New Testament, and that's it. There's
yeah,
no,
yeah,
Yeah, but the
special
problem is,
papers that say, oh, but you got to do this, or oh, he said that.
yeah,
Like we just have two books that make one. You have the Quran,
yeah.
but then you have all these hadiths, and then everyone wants to say this is good, that one's wrong. Oh, this one's fabricated. Oh, there's 6,000 here. This one
Mhm.
says to kill. No, this one says that. This one says he was possessed. Like, there's a lot of problems there, man.
Mhm. Yes, the thing is that what is it? There are something that is not explained in Quran that Prophet Quran says that, oh Muhammad, you explain it for them. Okay, so Prophet Muhammad should explain, for example, how to pray, all these things. Okay, many things uh, uh, Allah says in Quran that we give you the Quran and you explain it to the people. And then another thing is that there are, of course, history of like the one who said it. Yeah, Anton said that the guy climbed and then Prophet Muhammad said kill him. They're
So
like
is
this.
the Quran complete if there's not everything in there?
No, everything is there. But for example, I say it needs some explanation. The verses of Quran, for example, when it says bring four witnesses, Quran say bring four witnesses. Yeah, but Hadith, Prophet Muhammad explained for people that who are these four witnesses. They must have this condition, that condition. Quran doesn't, goes to details. The details is on Prophet Muhammad to explain it that okay, the witness must have complete all these 10 conditions, that okay, have never lied, have never stolen anything, and so many other things that so that the witness is not a liar. He's not going to lie. Stephen went out. Yeah. Okay.
Real quick question. This is a good
Yes.
question about hadiths.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you, whose idea was it to hook you up with like Nadir Ahmed?
Okay. The thing is that.
You don't like Nadir?
No, I mean that I didn't like some of his things were saying. Yeah, I didn't like that. I
Like woman is
disagree.
stupid. He said
Yes,
woman
like
is
woman.
stupid.
Yes, he
Like,
brought up. Let me tell you, Tacos. You ask a question. Let me answer you.
all right. Adiyab. I don't have all day.
Yeah,
Adiyab.
yeah. Tacos. Yeah, it was like this that James didn't accept that I do it alone. Yeah, he said that no, it's not. He think about his viewers. It is more interesting maybe for them. So he said that has to be two, and I wanted that Rashid be with me, but Rashid didn't want. First of all, it was very bad time, 2 o'clock in the morning. I slept 5:30. I went to bed 5:30, almost 6. Yeah, and I was whole day. I was like kind of sick because I was awake whole night. So anyway,
I heard that.
And you were sick, Muji.
Because
Yeah,
like,
I
and
know
I
sick as
was
well.
sick.
but
Yeah.
but yeah, from an audience perspective, I'm thinking, why is Muji being teamed up with Nadir? They don't have anything. They have very little in common.
Yeah,
So
very
it's
little in
like
common.
it's like if you ask
Well, they
Nadir
both
about
believe the
hadith,
Quran, so they have that in common.
yeah, but like I'm pretty sure Nadir would agree on he would disagree with Muji about like certain hadiths. Where,
Yeah.
like, and then it's not a good match. Whoever
No.
decided,
I tell you,
it's a
it
very
wasn't,
silly thing.
and I wasn't comfortable myself either. So that's
But
why
even
I'm
you
not
and
going to
Rashid
do.
differ on Muji.
Yeah.
Even you and Rashid, so
No,
it's
that
they're
look.
all-
I know Rashid is different. Okay, Rashid is very good, and he is something. Then he accept. He's not, closed-minded. Say no. Because Hadith has said it, so it is. Understand? No, Rashid is, and then he's quite knowledgeable. Very
But
good.
but do you think the host thinks that you and Nadir are both like liberal types?
I don't know actually.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. Political. It doesn't make it. It's like I don't know. It's a weird setup.
To be honest, Tacos, the opponents were also very very different. Muji
Yeah,
and Nadir's opponents were drastically different themselves.
yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. One of them was atheist, another one was Christian. Totally
Yeah,
different.
but the host thinks that but you and Nadir are not like I don't think you vote. I don't think you vote the same way, like Republican or like Democrat. It just I get what Anton is saying. Anton is right about that. He makes a good observation, but I still think that Nadir thinks that like shooting stars are like weapons. I've seen him on other debates. You don't believe that. Right?
No, I don't believe it. No.
Yeah.
and Nadir thinks everyone is scared of him.
Yeah.
Debating him.
No,
It's
the
like,
way also he
he's
was
scared.
there, yeah, the way he behaved also is not so nice.
Nadir-
We buy. Oh, yes.
Nadir has Nadir has wacky ideas. It's all been debated and refuted, and it's like he's still like the back. He did one time. He did a segment. I think I remember Anton was on it with some other like host. He wasted like 30 minutes trying to explain the backbones and the ribs.
Martin, you have a question in the chat.
It's so ridiculous.
Martin, can you
Nadir.
give me a verse in the
What does
Quran
that mean?
that goes against?
I'm not first language English, so you have to
No, not
explain to me on that.
monotheist.
What is that, Muji? Do you
I
understand?
don't understand that, to be honest.
Tacos, do you understand this?
Let me
Taco?
see. Can you give me a verse in the Quran that goes against monotheist Christology? I don't understand what that means.
Nobody understands.
We're not that highly learned to know what this means.
We're not that smart.
That's right. Yeah, very nice, Marcos.
I mean, listen, I'm an idiot. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
All right. Yeah. So let's see, Lou. Yeah, he said Lou. Okay, maybe you can join and then let me put the link and then ask directly. Yeah. Okay. Here is the link once again. So if you
come in
Silver,
and explain this.
Silver, if you come, we are not going to bite you. Definitely, don't worry. Okay, so you know that.
I don't understand this question, to be honest.
Not me either. Stevens writes, dear. I don't know what he.
Well, I'm very glad you guys also don't understand it, because otherwise I would feel stupid.
No, definitely. Yeah. Any other question, Anton? Maybe you have.
No, that's pretty much I have.
Yeah.
Okay, now
all
we
right.
have to ask him
Now-
questions, Muji.
Yeah.
How long have you
Anton,
been an atheist, Anton? Huh?
You are
Anton,
atheist, yeah?
how long have you been an atheist?
Me?
Yeah.
I've always been an atheist, but
Okay.
I
What kind
used
of
to
atheist?
be- I used to be an agnostic.
Okay.
So
So now you're a strong atheist, or what? Or what do you know?
now it's different. Now I am
What is it?
a strong one.
Strong.
Yeah.
What made it
So-
strong?
Oh, that's a good question. What made it strong? I'd had to start recalling what exactly was what made it strong. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how to answer that question. At least
Let me ask
not
you a
right
question. So
now.
that let me ask you a question. Anton, do you have any problem with loving other people, loving your neighbors as yourself, or taking care of orphans or feeding needy, to be a good human being? Do you have any problem with that?
No, I do not.
You do not. So as long as, according me, okay, according my belief, as long as you do that, then you follow God's commands. Okay. So it is not so important. I mean, it's good that you believe and so on, but if God knows that you have, something, you got the message, but you didn't understand it, okay? You didn't get it. It was difficult for you to accept it. But this much he expect that you understand this much, that, okay, you have to be a good human being, okay? And I know I'm not alone, of course, we are a lot, many who believe that even if you are atheist, you can go to heaven if you, you know, do your duty as a human being. All right, you fight for people, you fight for justice, you try to spread, justice and equality. So that's, I don't think that that should be a problem, and that's all God wants from us. Okay, this is according my understanding, my belief, and as I said, also I'm not alone. We are many. Okay.
Can
So
I ask Anton
can I?
something?
Wait, let Anton
Okay.
respond. Yes, Anton,
Yeah,
please.
I was thinking. I think I can answer your question, Martin, a little bit better now, because in my personal case, I always saw the church, like any kind of church, as sort of a bully with other people. And as I was growing up and I was getting more involved in what certain things were done by religious institutions, that slowly drove me more and more against made me a stronger atheist, let so to speak. But that was just one, I guess.
But you have to watch out, man, not to throw out the baby with the bathwater. I will agree with you. There are massive problems with some churches. Like the Catholic Church, I think there's problems there. Like they're raping like children and all kinds of stuff. So I agree with you there. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Would you say there's no evidence for creator, or have you seen no evidence, or what would you say?
I would say there is no evidence
Okay, let me tell
because
you. Anton,
No, no,
let me
what's
tell
his
you. Wait,
definition
wait,
of evidence? Because he
wait,
needs
wait,
another
Martin. No,
definition there because
no,
there's
I'm
massive
going to tell
evidence.
you. As a
There's massive
former,
evidence.
no, Martin, as a former atheist, Anton. Okay, I came to this belief that because I learned about Hinduism, yeah, and paganism, and then I realized that these beliefs are just imagination of people based on environment as well. For example, from North India to South India, when you go, gods also changes their forms because they are more sea people living. They were fishermen living near the sea. Yeah, their gods changes to what is it? Sea creatures. The North India and many other things. So I started to think that if all religions are man made, then all should be the same. And I know that all of them are the same from Mayans and Incas in America to Egyptian mythology, Greeks mythology, okay, and then goes all the way to India and all of them also. All of them have are the same in this sense that they all have many gods, but they don't have any other things in common. But I knew that Abrahamic religion, despite they have been so much different in time and place, but it is as if as one creator, okay. Some people say that, oh, they are copy of each other, okay. I say no, they are not copy of each other. I see that they are they have one source, okay, despite they are very far from each other. So, and then there are scientific facts that made me think that how come these people thousands of years ago they knew such a things that there was a beginning to this universe and there was an end to this universe. But pagans, they believe in reincarnation, and when you ask them how long, they say forever. There is no end for them, okay. But we know through science that there is an end for this universe, all right. And this is what exactly Quran and Bible. I think I don't know much about Torah, but there are such things in Bible and in Quran that how even the world will end, okay. And these are amazing for me that as somebody who learned a little bit about science, that people of the past, they knew at all that the world will end, and there was a start, there was a beginning to this universe. And not only that, then Anton, something I asked a professor, an atheist professor, was that if God doesn't exist, then these prophets, they were definitely charlatans or they were some crazy people. But how they put their lives in danger and they brought us such a great messages, okay. Charlatans would never do that. Charlatans always go with the mainstream, okay. They see what is the mainstream believing and they go with them, not against the mainstream. So they would somehow be pagans themselves among the pagans and so on. But these prophets, they went absolutely against the mainstream and they were attacked, they were killed, and so on. Yes, Anto.
So Boggy, you said that they would have been charlatans, and I don't agree with that because yes, it's possible that some of these prophets might have been charlatans,
Okay.
which I believe, but they can also be wrong. They could
But
also
could now let me see. You believe that they were charlatans. Could charlatans come with such a beautiful message and go against the mainstream? They should go against the mainstream if they were charlatans? They
I
didn't
don't
gain
know.
anything. They didn't gain anything. They lost also. They were going to get killed. They didn't become rich. Anything. Okay.
But they might
I
have
don't know
wanted.
any of them. Any of prophets who became rich after. I don't know any of them. Do you know?
Didn't Muhammad get rich by robbing the caravans or something?
No, Martin.
According to some Muslims, that he
No,
got
no,
wealthy. He got a lot of food and stuff from the
no, no,
robbing
no.
caravans or something.
I
No,
don't.
that was for Muslims during the war, okay, and that
Mm.
was the enemy. So it wasn't. He didn't get rich or
Oh,
something.
okay.
He got a normal life, okay.
Yeah,
They were
I I'm
Yes.
gonna agree with that. As far as I understand, he was not getting rich from
No.
the caravans.
There
Yes.
was something like Aisha said. He had no, he had abundance of food and all kinds of stuff, but he had
Mhm.
something that wasn't abundant. I can't remember. It's some hadith where he said that he had abundance of possessions and everything. Something about Muhammad having abundance.
Okay. For
Do you
example,
know the hadith, Muji?
no, I
Or
haven't.
should I search for it?
I haven't heard that. But anyway, for example, I know that Ali radiallahu was the fourth caliph of Islam, and he was the closest person to Prophet Muhammad. He was living in a small house, despite he was caliph, and despite Muslim had become you know uh, very big. They had already conquered many lands, and then his opponent, who was Muawiyah, he had a palace. Okay, he was a corrupted man, and he fought against Ali radiallahu as well in some battles, and he wanted to become caliph because of his interest. Okay, because
So
he won. Yes,
did he had a confrontation with Aisha himself, Ali, and
Ali. Yes, Ali had a confrontation
Aisha?
with Aisha and some others. Yes.
So why is that? Do you think one of them had an interest?
Look,
They
there
wanted.
are there are two sides story. Okay, Shia story and Sunni story. Okay, Sunni says that Aisha and then there were what is it? Talha and Zubair. Okay, they were going to punish those who killed the third caliph. Okay, and Ali was protecting them. He didn't want to punish them, so they went to war against him. But Shia says another thing. You know what, Anton? Shia says that they wanted power. Okay, for example, Talha and Zubair, they came to Ali, to his house in the evening, and said that we have a personal issue with you. Ali was doing something, okay, and there was a light on. So after he said, then okay, it's a private, then you have to wait. After he finished, he turned off that light and he turned another light on. Okay, and then they asked him why you did that. He said that you had some private, job with me. That light was burned by oil of the, the we call it Beit Mal, the treasury, yeah, the government treasury. Okay, this one is burned by the oil of my own money because you have some personal issue with me. They didn't talk to him, they just went because they knew that they cannot get any power from this guy. Okay, he's not going to give them anything, all right, power or anything. So that's why they went and wanted to fight with him. Okay, so this was, for example, Muawiyah also, he was fighting him because he wanted the power. He wanted to become caliph. All right. But Ali was fighting him because Ali wanted to stay in. The thing is that it's like now in Iran, for example, my home country, we are fighting to get the power, Anton. But the power, we want the power for the people. But the government, they want the power for their own interest. So always it's like this. Somebody wants the power for its own interest, and somebody wants the power for the people. There are good people who want to, bring down the dictators and, establish a democracy and so on. So that battle was the same, all right? And then it continued after Ali radiallahu, it continued to his son and Muawiyah. Then after him, it continued to Hussein, Ali's son, with Yazid, Muawiyah's son. And Yazid killed a grandchild of the Prophet Muhammad, Hussein. His name was Hussein. And they were 72. They were massacred and so on. This is a long story, okay? But this family, they were corrupted, okay? They were bad people, a family of Muawiyah and Yazid, okay? And they wanted the power for themselves, for their own interest, because they wanted to live in palace and so on. Yes,
So do
Anton.
you think Aisha was wrong in this case?
I think that I think that definitely if that was the case, then of course either way they were wrong because he was the caliph, okay, and they should accept his decision if it was if it was that he didn't want to punish those people, then it was his decision. They should accept that decision, okay? Not to go and fight against him and kill a lot of people, which I don't think that that's the case, because you are not going to kill several thousand people just because you want to punish some other people, okay? I don't think so. I think it was power struggle, okay, for their own interest, and that was wrong, because according Quran, that was wrong, because Quran says that if two group of Muslims, okay, believers, fight against each other, try to make peace between them, but if one of them insists in fighting, then fight against that fraction that is insisting in fighting, okay? And Allah curse those who kill a believer, okay, intentionally. All right.
That exact verse is exactly what I was why I was defending the other hadith that I brought.
Okay.
You know, this guy, let me look up his name, Ibn Khatal, the guy who was clinging onto the curtains of the Kaaba,
Yeah.
because maybe there was no reconciliation between them, in which case it wouldn't go against the Quran, would it?
I mean that just climbing up from Kaaba is you cannot kill a person just for that, because I read for you Quranic verses that say repel evil with the best manner. Okay, that wasn't the best manner. Why? If he was going to kill somebody and they got killed him, that would be in self-defense. Okay, but just I don't see any reason just climbing up the Kaaba and then you kill that person is not the best manner. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the hadith is very short. It doesn't say that they
And
killed him because he was climbing the Kaaba.
okay, maybe he was going to drop a bomb from them and kill people. I don't know.
I don't know. I was not there.
Yeah, not me either. But the thing is that I say, if it was that for just climbing up, absolutely could not be possible that Prophet Muhammad goes against these teachings of Quran and say kill him. No. So if he killed somebody, which I know, as I know, nobody was killed. Okay, as I know, he didn't kill anybody.
He probably wanted that person to be killed because let me I gotta answer a phone call.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Martin.
Yeah, I want to tell Anton, I think we're all mistaken in some places. And I'm telling you that if you think there's no evidence for a creator, then you're making a massive mistake, because there's massive amount of evidence for a creator. Unless you have a different definition of evidence. What's your definition of evidence?
Oh boy, what's my definition of evidence? And I could be wrong, Martin. I could be absolutely wrong.
You are wrong. I'm promising you are wrong.
Well, let me tell you. Okay, Anton, I was also looking for evidence. I was 25. I remember exactly those times. I was looking, where is the evidence? Several days, where is the evidence? I couldn't see them because I didn't have the right knowledge. There were lots of evidences, okay, but I didn't know them. But later, when I got better knowledge and then I saw these evidences, then I realized that, okay, I was wrong and I converted, you know. So,
but what's his definition of evidence, Anton?
So tentatively, my definition of evidence would be something that points to a certain particular fact and does not point to something else. Right.
No, but then you can then you can always make excuse for any kinds of evidence, because one piece of evidence can always be used for something else as well. Like one person saying something can be used for, oh, okay, the guy has lied in this past, so he could be lying now, or something like that. There's always like an excuse that people can make up for evidence. You understand? Just because, say for example, there's evidence for a creator, and just because that evidence can be used for Islam, almost like because they have a creator hypothesis as well, doesn't mean that it's no longer evidence. You understand? Do you understand that?
I don't understand you.
I think your definition of evidence is wrong. But try to give me an example of what you would say is this kind of evidence that your definition is.
Sayed,
So,
I
your
don't see
okay.
internet
that
was.
definition on Google though.
I just have to
did
say
that.
something. Sayed, your internet was okay. And your internet was weak, so that's why I couldn't add you. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
No, not about you. Sayed was going to join, but yes, please
So I
continue.
was gonna say maybe
Anton was
you
busy.
know.
Anton was busy saying. Sorry,
Yes,
Steven.
Anton, say.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
So you were speaking earlier about testimony, right? So if somebody like witnesses a crime and gives his testimony to the police, like I saw this man shoot somebody in a gas station, right? That's evidence pointing to the fact that this person murdered somebody, right? So something that points to a particular fact and not
Okay.
something else is a form of evidence. I would say.
Okay. So what
You
would you
can
say
correct.
about what do you say about all the people throughout history and still today that say they came in contact with God? Like I can show you many Muslims that came in contact with the Christian God and then become Christians and they put their lives on the line. Like Paul's
Propaganda.
example. Yeah, Muji calls it propaganda. But Paul's example of that. Anton,
Payback.
You know
do you
that,
know about Paul?
Martin.
Paul's example of that.
I'm
You
kidding
understand?
with you, Martin. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I know, Muji. I love you too, man.
I love you too. Yeah.
But
Okay.
Anton, do you know what I'm talking about? Paul is example of that. So would you accept that as evidence? But you would probably say it's not evidence at all. What?
No, I am sure that's a form of evidence. The problem is it enough evidence? Is it sufficient, or is it
Okay,
is
so
it good enough evidence?
you already confessed that there is at least some evidence,
Yes,
but it
yes,
isn't enough.
it
Okay,
is.
so you went from there's no evidence to at least there's some evidence. Okay.
All right.
We're
If
making
somebody,
progress.
We're making progress slowly.
Let me tell you. Let
But
me
there
tell
could
you
be enough
something,
evidence for
Anton.
fraud.
No,
There could
let
be
me
enough
tell you.
evidence for fraud.
Yeah.
okay.
Let me tell you, tacos. Wait. I saw some a picture. There were two hands. Yeah, one was from a robot, another one was from a human being, and they had written, "This is from an intelligent, the robot one." Yeah, it's created by an intelligent, creature, but this hand, human hand, has no creator. Okay, now these types of things are interesting. That how, for example, a lamp is has been created by somebody, but this huge sun, that huge sun is not created by anybody. It doesn't make sense. Let me read for you chapter 21 verse 30. Have those who disbelieve not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity, okay, a joint entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing, then will they not believe? Okay, so
What verse are you reading me?
it's chapter 21 verse 30.
Okay.
Okay, so how could somebody 1400 years ago know that everything was a joint entity? We know today that everything was, before the Big Bang, was something like a smaller than a baseball. Okay, sorry, tennis ball. Everything was joined, and then it exploded, and God separated everything. And there are many other verses that I can read that it for example, the
So
all sorry,
I have a
yeah,
question about that one
yes,
that you
please.
just brought up, because I have heard it before and I want to know if you agree with other Muslims, because they told me, not in person, but I have heard them say that that particular verse, that the heavens and the earth were joined together, is a scientific miracle, because the atmosphere, before the earth had atmosphere, it came from the chemical composition of the earth when it was from the rocks,
Okay,
basically,
all
all
right.
the oxygen. Do you think they're right?
No, this is talking about the heavens. It doesn't talk about the earth only. It say the earth and the heavens, everything in the universe was a joint entity, and we separated them. Okay, is the Big Bang. All right. So let me read for you another one. Chapter 21 verse 104. The day when we fold the heaven like the folding of a written sheet for the records, as we began the first creation. Okay, so this is already talking about two different theories. Okay, as we began the first creation is the Big Bang. Okay, and this one which says that the day we will fold the heaven like the folding of a written sheet is called in scientific in science is called the big crunch. Okay, when the entire universe come back together and they crash inside each other again, going back to the origin again. Yeah, going back to the origin. So let me continue to finish it. Yeah, as we began the first creation, so we shall do it all over again. All over again, because the crunch theory or the pulsing theory says that everything will be repeat again and again and again and again and forever. Okay, so this Big Bang, the expansion, then the big crunch, and then again become the joint entity, and then again the Big Bang. This will continue forever, and it has continued in the past forever, and it will continue forever. Okay, so there are many others. Yes, please.
So,
Verses.
so Mugi, what you mentioned is sort of what I was talking about with Martin, because on the one hand, you are telling me that these verses are talking about the Big Bang. On
Yes.
the other hand, I know other Muslims that they say, no, this is talking about the formation of the atmosphere. So now we have a piece of evidence, let's say, that it's
Okay.
pointing to two separate things.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know any Muslim who says that. Okay, I don't know, but I know that there are Muslims who understand this in this way. Okay, and then I have understood it. Let me tell you like this: that before I see this verse, Anton, before I see this verse, when I became Muslim, I was believing in this theory of pulsing theory, because I was thinking like this: that if God has always existed and will always exist, then he wouldn't just start the universe 15 or 14 billion years ago, and he, for example, think that, oh, I'm bored, let's create the universe. He had nothing to do in all this ever, and then suddenly he started, and then after 50, 20, 30 billion years, this universe get chilled, cold, and it never happen again. Okay, so it cannot be possible. I was thinking that this pulsing theory is true. Okay, and God has always done this, until I saw this verse and I saw that, oh my God, yes, this is exactly what I was believing before I see the verse, because the verse clearly says that he will repeat it again. Okay, and there are other verses that's talking about scientific facts. Yes, Anton.
Okay.
So we're not.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go
Yes.
ahead, Stephen. Go
No,
ahead.
because I
Stephen,
wanted to
yes.
chime in into the whole like origins and everything of Earth and everything. So before the Big Bang, did humans exist? Answer would be no, right? So before the Big Bang, humans
Nothing
didn't exist.
existed.
Nothing existed. Exactly. So when the scripture says that out of the dust man came, people get upset. They're like, humans aren't made from dirt, right? But before the Big Bang, before the earth was created, humans didn't exist, plants didn't exist. What I'm trying to get at is we may have been brought forward through evolution of micro living organisms, and through time we finally became human beings. But it is true that before the Big Bang nothing did exist, but after the Big Bang something did exist, which that's what we do scientific experiments and findings through the earth, and we came from something, and we came from the ground that we walk on. And voice makes vibrations, like you're like, as we talk to each other, the vibrations are sending signals. And then I think that's also why they said that God spoke the word into existence, and that may sound very broad, but it is science in its own fashion.
But Anton, I would like to provide you some of that evidence we just talked about. I made a video actually for Muji that he calls absolute propaganda, but perhaps you will find it
I would
more
like to
because
see
I
it.
made it for Muslims actually, but I think you will find it interesting as well. And it's a
Can you
start
put the
of
link?
evidence. Where
Uh,
should I put it?
Put it in the
I'll
comments or in
I'll
the.
post it anywhere.
I would definitely
Okay.
look into it.
Okay, thanks a lot. But like I said, a lot of it seems like a lot of atheists. No offense to you, like a lot of atheists seem to believe there's no evidence for God because they are told over and over there's no evidence for God. And like Hitler said, if you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, people will believe it. Well, there's massive evidence for God. That's just one video with just some of the pieces of evidence for God. Okay, I posted it in the comments, not in the private chat, so everyone can see it. Do you see it?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
a lot of atheists,
Oh, I see it.
even if evidence is
Yeah.
presented, they might even not believe it. You know, they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, technology has a
Yeah.
factor. Oh, that it was from a
Yeah.
you know, from a video, a projector shot it into the sky. There was a huge tarp that an
Yeah.
airplane flew over right at the second that I looked up into the sky, and therefore there was a reflection. I mean, it's like the burden of proof is on the believer to present the evidence to the atheist or, you know, the non-believer. You know,
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah,
have
but you
to
can.
prove that it doesn't exist. What we need to do is prove that it does exist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but
Stephen is talking about biases now.
yeah,
People
but
get blinded by biases,
yeah,
and
but
we
the
have to
pro-
make.
yeah,
We
but
we all have biases, okay? Even
yeah,
tacos have biases.
yeah.
Okay, he has massive biases, okay, against God. But
No, you know what I mean?
By
Like,
the way,
you know what I mean? Like the problem is that, like, let's say you're a Hindu or something. You can say, oh, there's plenty of evidence that Krishna is God. There's plenty of evidence for reincarnation. There's plenty of evidence for, Brahman and all this, Hinduism. There's plenty of evidence that the Bhagavad Gita is the true religion, or the Bhagavad Gita, or something. Or the Buddhists would say, yeah, there's evidence. At the end of the day, if Moshe's saying there's evidence for his religion, the Christians are saying there's evidence for their religion, and the Hindus are saying, at the end of the day, like, there's no
you don't
contention.
understand. Tacos, you don't understand. In a court case, in a court case, the opposing side also has evidence that point in a different direction. Doesn't mean the guy is not guilty.
Yeah, but
Just because someone has evidence in the opposing side
I
doesn't mean
agree.
the guy is not guilty and it's no longer evidence.
yeah, but what
I
I'm
agree.
saying is that we don't have access to any of this God thing. We really don't. We only access that.
What do you want? What do you want God to stand in front of you so you can do tests on him or what?
The only
What we need is a time machine, and we need to
Time
fly
machine.
back to Moses's days and watch all those miracles, and then be like, yeah, no God.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like the only access we have to God is what other people are telling us, but we don't have.
No,
a
there's
direct
massive
experience.
evidence for creator, like I told you. Like
Yeah,
you
but
can even look at science. In science, okay?
Miracles
What is
are
science?
happening every day.
Yeah, but what does that got to do with you?
What do you mean?
There's an old saying. There was an old. There is a line in like a Woody Allen film where Woody Allen, as a kid, was like depressed. He found out that the universe at one point is gonna like implode, and then his mom comes back and says something like. Yeah, but we live in.
You don't understand, tacos. If there's a creator, it changes everything, okay?
No,
it
it doesn't,
changes.
because like
Yeah, it does. It means there's. It
Fine.
means a lot of stuff. Then
No,
it
the
does,
only
yeah.
act-
So you
the
think it
only
changes nothing? If there's a creator, it changes nothing.
Yeah, but how come on time is not
No, I'm
convinced?
asking you, like, is it changing nothing? Because you just said it changes nothing. Like,
Yeah, but
what did you say?
on time is studying the same evidence you claim to have, and he's not convinced of your.
He hasn't seen all the evidence. There's
By the
massive
way,
amounts of evidence.
Don't
This-
feel bad if you fear that you're gonna offend me or anything. Just say whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, you have to remember, Anton. I do it out of love. So when I kick you, okay, you're like in a burning house. I'm kicking you to wake you up, okay. So I
Go
do
ahead.
it out of love, okay. I'm not trying.
No,
To,
you
understand.
no,
I
you
understand.
because you wanted to kick him.
I don't mind.
when I tell Muji he's following a false prophet, I'm kicking him slowly, but it's out of love, Muji. Hopefully he doesn't hate me.
Have
You
you
know,
guys?
a lot of prophets did killing in the past. To me, I think the thing that I find the most troubling is the fact that Muhammad married a child and then you know you know made the marriage final by actually sleeping with a 9-year-old. I mean, a lot of prophets, look at Joshua's conquest, they were just killing all the Philistines. Samson killed many Philistines. Elijah brought the rocks, the burning rocks, and smashed all those witches and everything. There's killing everywhere in the Bible. But to hear about someone sleeping with a 9-year-old and marrying someone when they're 6, I think that's what pushes me over a little bit too much.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, Plato was one of the greatest philosophers of his day, and Plato was probably into little boys too. So it's not unique.
Yeah, but that's I'm just saying my personal perspective, my personal thing. That's what pushes my buttons. If and that should actually be less, because that's actually technically not murder. The person can still move on with their life afterward, but still, that's what makes me cringe.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? A lot of those behaviors was very common for that era. So it's like,
well, thank goodness I don't live in that era, man, because that's cringy.
Yeah, but you can realize that, but in reality, like, it was very common in modern day society. We think, oh, it's horrible, but see, but that's what I mean. Like, a lot of our like religious scripture comes from a time in society where, looking back, hindsight, we would be thinking, well, this is not a good idea. This is not a
they didn't value the human body like we do today. They just saw it as a piece of meat. And that's why whenever we hear about stuff like that today, we get all crazy, like, oh my gosh, they did that. But back then they were just like, yeah, come here.
But that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're trying to find like spirituality and like wisdom and truth in these old manuscripts that come from an era or a time in history that it was very, very questionable at best. I mean, look at the Old Testament. I mean, slavery was condoned in the Bible too. There's slavery in probably hadiths too that they condone it too. So it's like, in reality, it's like we're trying to like look for wisdom and sound wisdom from a bunch of guys who were very flawed in their own thinking too. So, I mean,
that's why we put our faith in Jesus, because definitely no flaws at all.
But I don't think Jesus like outlawed like slavery, because even in the modern world we had people like abducting black people and turn them into like slaves and stuff. So,
and in the Bible they would have been in the Old Testament they would have been killed. Like, if you abduct people in the Old Testament, it was death sentence.
Well, I mean, there's not much to good. There's not much. There's it leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, that's why there's the same way they use certain things for their own personal hidden agendas, just like, those white people were using scriptures, like using Exodus 21 and certain other scriptures to say, oh, owning the African American back in the 1700s or before the Civil War is it's okay. Or say in Islam, in say Afghanistan, the Taliban are chopping hands and heads, and they take certain parts of this for their own hidden agenda. But when you read certain other parts, it goes against it. That's why you have to think, like, wait a minute. Let me take a moment here.
Yeah,
you guys were talking about like evidence and stuff, and like Martin was going versus Anton about evidence. Well, I don't know if you guys like know anything about this, but like I got true evidence for like the Billy Meyer case. I mean, there's evidence. I mean, there's evidence. There's evidence for the Billy Meyer case.
Tacos, based on the evidence, you're guilty. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, we should all testify against Tacos. We should all testify against him.
Like I'll challenge anybody.
He admitted on the stream he's an idiot. He admitted it.
I have energy today. That's why you can tell. I have
I'll challenge anybody on here to study the contact notes, the Billy Meyer contact notes.
Okay, Martin and Tacos next week debate, maybe on your channel, on Tacos channel.
Look, there's evidence. There's the evidence that Billy Meyer was meeting with extraterrestrials. He's got evidence of the photos, the wedding cake photo. Tell me that spaceship is fake. You can't. There's
I
no
think
way.
extraterrestrials are just
way.
demons, in my opinion.
Let me
Like
tell you
all these
something.
ghosts and
You want
everything
real?
is just
You want?
demons, in my opinion.
If you
Let
want
me
real
tell you
evidence,
something.
like if you
I
want
could
real
be wrong.
evidence, you guys want real
Are
evidence.
demons?
Huh?
Study the Bill of Maya,
Huh?
because there's evidence
What,
right there
Anton?
that proves it.
Anton, say
Anton,
something.
what do you think?
Yeah, it was a question for Martin. You think
Yeah?
all extraterrestrials, like all the
No, no, no.
sightings and
No. I'm saying some of it looks like demonic to me. Like it would happen at 3 a.m. All these sightings at night,
Yeah,
and that's like characteristics of demons. Like I've even experienced that.
but Martin, you have to. You have
They
to.
like
You,
they
you have,
like targeting the triune God, and they
yeah,
do
but
a
you
lot
have,
of stuff in threes.
yeah,
Like they would cut people in threes. They wake people up. They wake. I
yeah.
watched Emily Rose. I don't know if you guys have heard about Emily Rose, but Emily Rose is based on a true story of a girl that was possessed. I watched that with my father and my brother, and we all woke up at 3 a.m. like in the night, 3 times in a row. And I was like, "Whoa, what the heck is happening here?" And then I wanted to do tests on this stuff, and I sent it to other people, and they didn't even finish the video, and they woke up at 3 a.m. And I saw a lot of evidence of other people experiencing the same kind of thing, not even watching the video, like just demonic stuff. Like even David Wood Muji, he was in prison, né? And 3 a.m. There's a guy that would scream at 3 a.m. like a total cool guy, but then at 3 a.m. this demonic voice, he screams in the prison like, "You three guys, you're causing so much trouble for me," or something. And then they would wake him up, and he would totally change, like a total different person. And there's a lot of examples like that I can give you. Like, yeah, they seem to like doing stuff with that, and the stuff, the evidence that the army has of these things moving, the G forces they can handle is like crazy. It's not. It doesn't. It can't be material because they change it in like the opposite direction, massive force. Like you can't do that with material. It must be some kind of immaterial object or something. But I'm not 100% sure.
you
Uh,
know, I,
Let me say something. I think that always I say that we have a lot of differences in our beliefs, but we should concentrating on our common, ground. That especially when it comes to, because religion for me is that a solution to our problems. Okay, so if for I believe that if Christianity has a solution to some problem, that we should adapt that one, or Islam has, or Hinduism, or unfortunately atheists, they don't have a book that say that, okay, in our book is written like this for this problem or that problem.
They
Okay.
also have beliefs, but
Yeah, but the thing is
Anton,
that
I want to ask you know Aaron Ra, right? Oh, now I'm lagging. Okay,
yeah,
you know Aaron Ra,
a
right?
little bit. Yeah, I do.
Hello, can you hear me? You know Aaron Ra. I made a video about some stuff that he also experienced, some satanic stuff that he also experienced, and my dad also experienced the same kind of thing he experienced. It's the last video I made where he's like explaining what he experienced when he was younger, because he delved into like satanic stuff, and he also experienced this stuff.
Yeah, you know that the kind of Satanism that Aaron Rise into, and I don't want to put words in somebody else's mouth, but it's not really. It's more activism than any kind of supernatural beliefs.
Yeah, but
Right?
in the past he did. He did in the past. He was into supernatural beliefs, and he says everything was just tricking his head because I have quotes of him that he says he saw the stuff, like he saw like stuff that he can't explain. Like
Really?
you
Do
can
you have
check the last video. I even I showed it, some of the stuff that he did tests on. Like he's like me. I do tests on stuff, and he was doing tests on that stuff, and they passed. But he tries to explain it away, the evidence, but it is there. And my dad experienced the same thing, so
Yeah,
other
but you know
people
what?
experience the same kind of thing that he experienced.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like in reality, all we have is other people's like experience. We don't have a direct experience ourselves unless we go on like an acid trip. But then even with the acid trip and hallucination of taking like, like peyote or something like Native American shamanism stuff. I mean, that stuff could just be manufactured in your brain. At the end of the day, there's no evidence for anything. It's just our own like.
No evidence for anything, Tacos. No evidence.
Yeah, but there is evidence for the Billy Meyer case. There's no way that UFO is faked. People try to debunk, say,
Like-
"Oh, those are fake."
UFO, there's obviously evidence. UFO just means unidentified flying objects. So
yeah, but-
obviously they exist.
but Billy
Obviously,
Meyer-
there's
Billy Meyer-
unidentified flying
Yeah,
objects
but
all
Billy
the
Meyer,
time.
Billy
So.
Meyer met with extraterrestrials who gave him prophecies, who did predictions, who told him all that stuff's gonna happen, and there's evidence for all that stuff. Billy Meyer is like the true.
I'll have to
prophet.
see this stuff. I'll have to see this stuff.
You have to
see
study
it
the Billy
too.
Meyer case, and then you'll be convinced. Billy Meyer is the only true prophet that has ever come to Earth. All other prophets are
You
fake.
sound more deceived than some
What sound?
religions.
I don't know who's this guy. I don't know who's this guy. Billy Meyer is a
Yeah, I
prophet.
also don't know about
Yeah,
this
Billy
guy.
Meyer
I
is
don't
like
know either.
the one true. Billy Meyer, in my opinion, is the one true prophet, and all the other prophets are fake.
Oh, is that your alternative
And
name?
I believe that because based on the evidence, it's true.
Yeah.
What evidence?
What
Show
kind of
me the
evidence?
evidence.
Like the spaceships
Let
are
us test
real,
this evidence.
extraterrestrials are real. We have evidence for their pictures. We know what they look like. The Billy Meyer. Like,
So what?
alien
I mean,
friend.
they are real. So I believed myself, and I believe that even in Quran says that we are not alone. He has created a lot of other creatures. So
Well, that's what I'm
does,
saying. Billy
it
Meyer
does.
is like the true prophet. Everybody else is fake. They're just copying him.
sorry. Everybody else copied.
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad copied Billy Meyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Taki
okay.
is just talking nonsense. You see.
I know he's kidding.
He's spewing
I-
nonsense.
kidding.
Yeah.
No, I think that as I know him, he's kidding.
Yeah, I'm trying to mix it up, make it funny.
Yeah, I know. So
I was laughing.
yeah, I believe.
Yeah, you guys want to get like you've been serious for the past like 30 minutes. I figured I might as well jump in and try to.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Quranic, brother.
I mean, maybe
Khalid.
I'll do some dumb topics for now
Yeah.
because like you were getting
Yeah.
way too serious.
Guys, we have a great brother here called Brother Khalid. He's very knowledgeable. I hope he join us. His channel is Islamic Islam. Sorry, Quranic Islam.
Oh,
Oh, that
Ali.
guy.
Yes,
Oh, he was
I
on. He
know
was
that
on. Oh, I know. I remember him. He was on. You know who's like
I
like
think he
Group, right?
what?
I ask him questions every now and again.
Yeah, he was on. I think he was on the R-Run, the debate room.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He was.
Yeah, I remember him now. Yeah,
Oh, he's a great
he's
brother.
he's the guy who kept saying it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. No, it doesn't say that.
Where's this guy?
Yeah,
I
I
can't
remember that
remember
guy.
this.
Yeah,
No, he's
yeah, that guy was a trip.
he doesn't have
He has his
often
channel.
now. Doesn't have often now, but he had every Saturdays. Now he's seldom goes live, but of course, Tacos he's speaking Arabic, fluently, and he understand like Brother Rashid. He understand it. Quran differently, and I like their understanding here, their interpretation. Okay, and because
Oh,
they
he has
make
he has
sense
a lot of subscribers, Muji. He has a lot of subscribers.
to it's kind of 4,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Please join us, brother. I don't know if you would like to, but anyway. We would like to say hello to you anyway.
Yeah, I remember him. I used to troll him a couple of times in the comment section.
Mhm.
But Anton, do you have any more questions for me or Muji or something that you want to know?
Oh, by the way,
or-
my question:
What,
where
want
do you
more
come from?
evidence? Anton, do you want more evidence?
Anton, where do you come from?
I am from Mexico.
You're from Mexico, all right, and you live there, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I was there. I made a movie, so I came there to
Propaganda movie,
shoot-
yeah.
Yes, propaganda movie. So I came to shoot the Mayans temples. Yeah, so I was taking some evidences from Mayans that what they believed in. They had 160 gods and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know much about Mayans, but the one thing that I often get is that for being an atheist, people think I believe in aliens instead of demons and all of this, and I don't. If I had a belief on these things, it would be much closer to Martin than it is to all this other stuff. If I were to believe it, I would believe that these alien sightings are actually demons. I think it's way more likely that it be
Yeah,
demons.
because I the scientists that have like investigated this alien experiences that people have, they thought the experience couldn't be stopped once it started, man. But some people call out for Jesus, the whole experience stops. So who do you who are those aliens? If the whole experience just suddenly stopped when you call out for Jesus' help, then it's
Well,
something in the mind or something. I don't know.
I'm just
Could be
saying.
demons.
I think it's way more likely. I don't believe it, but I think
Yeah,
it's a lot more likely that
yeah,
it's demons and not
Y-
aliens.
yeah. Anton, you're
Yeah.
getting closer to me, man. You're getting closer to me.
Okay, but here's the thing though. That's basically that position is basically is that position is an anthropomorphic position. We're looking at the aliens, think, oh, maybe they're demons. Well, in order, what if they're not demons? What if they're just like another life form on another planet that got nothing to do with our mythology? Because once you start saying, I think they're demons, that's basically, human mythology, myth making. For all I know, the aliens could be what Billy Myers said they are. That's why if you study the contact notes with Billy Meyer case, you can say, oh, there's plenty of evidence that these are not demons. They're just advanced human beings living on another solar system, another solar galaxy. That makes more sense to me than demons.
So, do you find it shocking that I say that it's more likely that it's demons than it's aliens, which I
Yeah,
honestly believe?
I would find that shocking for like a non-believer to come up with a theory like that, because like in order to believe that they could be demons, you'd have to believe in some sort of like mystical or like religious or some spiritual or like supernatural being. That I doubt. It doesn't make sense that they would be like demons or anything, because that's just a human myth making mythology. For all we know, they could be just like us, living on another planet with a different type of mythology, like in the Billy Meyer case. That could be plausible too.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're definitely demons. I'm just saying it's a lot more likely to me.
Yeah, but you know what? I think a lot of those like alien abduction stories about like gray aliens and being abducted, I think a lot of that is just like myth making mythology. A lot of it's like I think science fiction. I don't believe anybody's getting abducted and like going through the wall and like
I don't either.
I think that's just myth making. Science
Yeah.
fiction turned into like myth reality. Yeah, I don't believe any of those like UFO abduction stories. I mean, I love UFOs as mythology, as science fiction, but not literally speaking. I don't believe it literally is happening to anyone. I highly doubt it. Because again, we don't have any evidence for anybody being abducted by any spaceship and being taken aboard the mothership. I mean, that's just myth making, I think.
But people have the experience. I don't know what's happening. I think it's probably in their brain and it's a
Yeah,
demonic experience,
yeah,
in my opinion, because you can stop it just by calling out for Jesus' help.
yeah, but you could
I've
probably
seen
do it.
Satanists that hate God and they have a demonic experience and they call out for Jesus and the whole experience stops. Like demons seem to like choking people from my research. And the one Satanist, he got choked by a demon, right? 3 a.m. in the night.
Yeah,
3
but
a.m. in the night, choked. He calls out for Jesus, and guess how he explains away this evidence that he was saved by Jesus? He claims that Jesus is the demon. So that Jesus stopped because he called out to him. That's how he stays a Satanist and claims that God is the evil one and the demons are the good guys. That's how
well,
he explains away the
I
evidence.
believe that these are just people's, uh,
that's just
how
people's
this
imagination.
they made up imagination because
I think
in
that's making it up.
No,
let me tell you. Wait, Martin. Let me tell you.
even
In
Pinecreek experiences like this, Muji. Even
look, wait.
Pinecreek
Let me
had
tell
the
you. No,
demonic
let me tell
experiences
Martin.
stuff.
Martin, let me tell you. In my home country, also they had such a things, and they were calling them jinn and such a things. Yeah, and then there is not Jesus, but it's a Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and such a things make them to run away. For example, yeah, and they believe also, but there they don't, of course, believe in Jesus. So they believe that if you say read a verse of Quran, they run away and such things. Okay, and I don't believe they exist on this planet Earth. Such a things. I believe that aliens exist, but not here on this planet. They are on their planet. Maybe they visited us, or maybe they visit us, but it's not like that. They are here every day. Okay, and they are. Uh, disturbing people. Maybe they come and take some example and then go away. I don't know. But
Muji believes in ancient aliens theory.
no, it's not a theory.
The
Look,
ancient
it's not,
aliens like
no.
theory.
I
Wow.
say,
Wow. Now
I
I
say,
understand where Muji's coming
no,
from.
look,
Muji
look.
believes in ancient aliens.
No, look, it's not a theory because it is crazy to think that the entire universe is empty. We are just here alone. And it is in Quran as well that
I mean, there
Quran
is.
says that he has other creatures that it call it jinn.
I mean,
Okay?
there is a theory that the pyramids in Egypt were built by aliens because they were too heavy for people to move around.
No, that's no. I'm not talking about such.
Oh, and I talk about like
Okay.
the
No,
like the aliens
I'm just
built the
saying that.
Mayans,
I'm
those
just
were-
saying
oh
that.
my
I'm
God.
just saying that we are not alone in this universe. There are
Right.
billions of
Right.
other creatures. But have they been here? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't think so. Maybe not. Maybe yes. There are evidences. They say that there are evidences that says that yes, they have been here. But even if they have been here, maybe just visited and went. They are not here every day. They are not among us.
Maybe the aliens could be commies in spaceships. Who knows? I think they're commies trying to like steal
But-
like American like.
I
All
can
right,
even
let's
play for you. I can even play for you. I think demons sound like. So if you guys want to hear it and be a little bit shocked.
No, Martin. It's
Example of evidence
We don't want to
of
get
how they
scared.
sound like. They get super happy when people are deceived and going to hell and stuff like that. You know, they seem super happy about that.
let's talk religion. Leave
It is religion, Muji. There's so many religions that all have demons in them. Like this, they all have like
Yeah.
demonology. There's people literally study demonology.
Yeah.
There's a guy that has his PhD in the study of demons, which is called demonology.
But I
You
don't
can
like.
study these things. You can like get a master's and a PhD. The
What-
one
what-
guy got it at accredited university. He's got his
what do you-
PhD in
What do you
in,
guys think of like?
demonology.
What do you think of? What do you think of? What do you think of the series? About Mormonism. You guys buy into that stuff?
I think their religion is a little bit satanic, but soft
think so?
satanic. Yeah, I think
You
they
don't
got
believe
in
Joseph
also.
Smith is the prophet?
They also got in contact with some demonic entity. It seems like, which claims that the Bible is the word of God, but it preaches another gospel, not the gospel of the Bible, while still admitting that the Bible is God's word. But you shouldn't trust it because it's been corrupted, according to their opinion.
I wish that the guy who was here last week, he could come and.
I'm looking now for where Aaron Ross said that he saw this stuff. He claimed that he could make you see anything that you
Who?
wanted to believe or see. Like he was involved in satanic stuff like crazy.
Who?
Hmm? Aaron Ross.
Well, I don't know about that stuff.
Yeah, he was like seeing hordes, ghosts, and stuff like that. He could see those stuff.
Well, that's not a really good discussion to have because he's not here, and we don't. You know, I
Yeah,
don't
but
really-
I
don't
there's
know
a
anything
quote
about that.
somewhere. There's a quote somewhere of him saying, admitting these stuff. Can't remember where it is. I can't find it.
So I'm gonna
Huh?
say goodbye for now because
Okay, Anton.
Yes.
I-
Okay.
It was
Thank you.
fun talking to you.
Yes. Hope to see you again. My
thank you
brother.
for having me, Muji.
You're welcome.
Well, Anton
You're
gave
always
up.
welcome.
Cheers, Anton.
Anton,
Like talking to you.
Anton is giving up.
What?
yeah, take care. And I'm
He's
going to
running
give
away.
up.
I'm joking.
I'm also going to give up.
No,
talking.
Muji, you can't give up now, Muji.
It's 2 hours, 20 minutes, and I think we have been
Yeah.
talking a
But
lot.
wait a minute. But who's this
Yeah.
Saeed guy? He hasn't been talking. I see him, but he's
No,
not.
I
talking.
say Sayed has been talking before. Yeah,
He did.
Who-
Sayed is
We-
from India.
Is he a non-believer too?
No, he's believer. Salam alaikum, brother Sayed.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you, inshallah?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm eating food.
Oh, very good. You're eating tikka masala.
Yeah. Some kind like biryani.
Biryani. Oh, biryani. Yeah, I love Indian food. Yes.
Yeah. It's spicy. Huh?
Yes, it's spicy. I like what is it? This chena. What is that? fried chana or something, things like
Oh,
this. Yeah. So thank you for joining, Brother Sayed, Tacos, Martin, and
It was fun, Muji.
yeah, it was very
Thank
fun.
you for inviting me, Muji.
Thank you for
Hopefully, I
coming.
didn't make you angry on the stream,
No,
Muji.
no,
Hopefully, I
no,
wasn't too hard on you, Muji.
of course not. Martin, how can I add you as? Maybe you can tell me
So I
how.
can add that other person again, Muji, so that I
Yeah, no,
can.
no. If you do that, I will remove you. Tell me, how can I do that? Yeah,
We can
just
figure that out later, Muji. We can figure that out later. We can do
all
that
right.
later. You first need some sleep, and I
Yeah,
need some
take
sleep
care.
and stuff.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
all right.
Thank you,
Thank you. Bye
Muji.
bye.
All right. Salam alaikum,
Good
brother.
night. Love you
Thank
all.
you. I love you
May
all.
God
Take
bless you
care.
all.
God
Bye,
bless you.
everyone. Happy
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah. God bless you. Tacos as well. Everybody. Thank you. Take care. Thank you. Salam alaikum, everybody. Thanks a lot. Just take care. Bye, everybody. See you next week.